What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Neeks Sports. It is the watch along for England versus Croatia, the first game for the Three Lions in the Euro 2020, of course, being played in 2021. Before we go any further, first and foremost, we have to send our prayers and thoughts out to Christian Eriksen and the family of Christian Eriksen, of course, even the Denmark team. We know there was the tragic incident that happened on the pitch where he collapsed. Thankfully, he looks like he's pulling through. He was conscious and stable even before. He's conscious when he left the pitch and stable in hospital. So we're thankful for that because the scenes were very, very worrying. So first and foremost, thoughts and prayers go out to him, and hopefully he can make a full recovery, whatever that looks like, in terms of the rest of his career or the rest of his life. Of course, we've had a few games in the Euros already. We've had Belgium yesterday thumping Russia 3-0. I think a result that everyone expected, and probably even just a scoreline most people probably expected as well. Denmark themselves, they lost their game to Finland, which was restarted later on in the day. And of course, Wales played yesterday and came back from 1-0 down against Switzerland to draw 1-1. That was all after the first game of the group, the first game of the tournament, where Italy beat Turkey 3-0. I'm here with Kyle. I'm here with Javern. Listen, we've got to talk about England. And this lineup, which you can see on the screen now. So I'll read the lineup, and we're gonna go through it, stage by stage. So Pickford in goal, Walker, Stones, Mings, and Trippier at left back. Double pivot, or maybe a midfield three, depending on how he sets up. Phillips and Rice with Mount ahead of them. Sterling and Foden wide with Harry Kane up front. Starting from the back, Cal. I mean, Pickford in goal, that's an easy pick, surely.
Yeah, I mean, obviously with Pope out injured, there wasn't really anyone for him that could contest that position. A lot of people came into the tournament saying Pope number one, Pickford second, but with Pope injured, it just means that Pickford's the number one choice. So yeah, no brainer, Pickford in goal.
Defense. Okay, so obviously we know Maguire's out. Mings, is that the sensible choice, or would you? The other options were Connor Cody. I think he's in the squad, and Ben White.
Yeah.
Of course, he could have gone with a back three with Walker as one of the centre backs, or of course Shaw as one of the centre backs. But with the back four, Mings as centre back, does that make sense to you?
I think with how the rest of the team is set up in front of them, that was the correct choice. If he hadn't played Phillips and Rice, then I would say it's not the correct shout. And the reason why I say that, obviously with a double pivot, you're providing more protection for the back line, because he knows maybe it's a little more exposed than he would have liked, with John Stones not being maybe defensively the greatest, but more of a ball-playing centre-back, so he can retain the ball, pass out from the back. And obviously Tyrone Mings isn't as defensively sound as Harry Maguire is. So obviously he knows that there's going to be holes in that back line, but more so the centre-back pairing of Stones and Mings. He's providing more protection in front of them, playing for a double pivot.
Yeah, I agree. I think, when you look at it, you're like, you might sometimes think, it's a bit too defensive. Why you got two defensive midfielders? But when you've got Stones and Mings as a centre back, you're going to need that protection. Yeah. You can't rely on them two and one holder, because they're just not. To be honest, even with Maguire, you're still going to be a bit shaky. You're thinking against better opposition, they're going to come unstuck. So you need that protection. So definitely with these two, you go with a double pivot in front. So it makes sense. Walker right back. Obviously, Trent had an injury before the tournament. Could have been Trippier, which I guess we'll get on to. Reece James. I'll go to you, Javon. Do you think Walker right back is the correct decision, or would you have gone with somebody else in that position?
I know we're talking about the right backs at the moment, but the whole selection is all wrong.
The whole selection
all off. It's awful. There's no Sancho. That's probably because
we'll get on to
I know we're starting from the back, but for me, in all honesty, I know I have to start from the back, but it all links in because it's just all awful decisions. Why bring all four right backs if you can play two left backs?
That's why he bought all the right backs to play them at left back, isn't it? Must be. Yeah, everyone was wondering why is he bringing all those right backs? Because he wants to play right left back, I guess.
No sense, man, whatsoever.
Carl, right back. Is Walker the right choice for right back?
I think it is. I think, you know, you need a certain level of experience. If you go with Reece James, and then you've got Tyrone Mings and you've got John Stones, you just need a certain level of experience along that back line. And Walker, you know, he's been through it, been to the Champions League final with Man City. He's won Premier League with Man City, and obviously he was at Spurs beforehand. So he probably would have played alongside with Trippier, if I remember correctly. Or did he join?
No, we didn't play alongside. Trippier was backup to him.
Oh yeah.
And then when he left, Trippier took his position there.
Yeah, so I think he just brings a certain level of experience. If you go with Reece James, it's just too much inexperienced players. Obviously, Mings has not done it at a top level. Yeah. You've got John Stones, who needs a partner alongside him. He's not a commander centre back here. So I think Kyle Walker's the correct
I agree. I actually think, and I think Kyle Walker. I think in football we're so quick to retire people. They get to like a certain age. I don't know if it's the FIFA generation or maybe a football manager aspect, even a football manager. You know, these games have been going for ages, but it's like you get to a certain age and you're old now because maybe you ain't got the pace that you had. And like real football, pace ain't everything. John Terry's one of the greatest centre-backs the Premier League ever had. Some people would say the greatest, and he never had the pace. Because sometimes it's like, okay, got experience. I don't need the pace to recover because I'm just in the right position.
Cannavaro, another one.
There's all of them. So I just think, I think for me, Walker gets a bit. He's not the greatest defensive right back ever, but I think the balance of he's able to go forward and go come back is unmatched by a lot of the other options. I think that what's his name, Reece James will take his place at some point. I think he will be as a complete fullback. I see his ability to go forward and go back is better than Wan-Bissaka, better than Trent Alexander-Arnold. I think they're heavily weighted on those on either side. So I think Reece James going forward will become the first choice. Let's talk about left back because that's the big one. Sammy says,
You mean let's talk about right back? Didn't we just talk about right back?
Well, it's funny because everyone did their lineups when we had like there was like obviously we saw that he had picked 4 right backs in the team. And they were like, all right, we're just going to play 1 right back there, right wing back, a right mid. He's saying, I'm playing all my right backs, isn't it? Sammy says, Southgate tax is in full flow. And artificial intelligence also sure need to start. So much is wrong. Let's talk about the left back position. What is the thought process behind Southgate going with Trippier at left back? Because I'm baffed. I am baffed.
I couldn't tell you.
The only explanation I can offer, and I don't even know if it's right, is that he is so worried about his defensive partnership with Stones and Mings that not only is he providing a double pivot in front of them, he's providing more defensive utility on the width. Because if you play Luke Shaw, like Luke Shaw, as we saw for Man United the season just gone, so many creative options in terms of he's getting crosses, cutbacks, getting assists. You know, he was one of Man United's main attacking forces on the left-hand side last season. So if he's playing Shaw and Shaw's being played to do that same role, and then in front of him we've got another attacking player, then they leave that side kind of exposed. Then they may have to deal with more crosses coming in from their left-hand side. And Croatia may look to exploit that. But with Trippier there, providing more of a defensive, utility. Even Ben Chilwell. Ben Chilwell was the same for Chelsea. He was more attacking than he was.
Well, and I mean they were playing a wing back position.
Exactly. So he was
so funny because when Chelsea were going to get him, everyone's like, he's just going to be there for the defensive work. He's not really good going forward, and he's shown this season that he's not too bad going forward.
But then, okay, my question is then, if that is the case, if it's a case of more defensive solidity, is it not too cautious? Should he not? England's strength is clearly their attack going forward.
It is.
Should he not play into that strength?
Listen, the man said it there, Southgate tax. The guy who played defensive player, like, why can't Jack Grealish get into the team? Jack Grealish, who probably is what the team needs, and we don't have that. Right now, it's just all static. The guy's lost, man. He's absolutely lost. And it doesn't even matter if we win this game. Gareth Southgate out, man. The guy's trash. Sterling ain't been on
I guess he just wants to control the game, innit?
Listen, Sterling ain't scored for how long? The guy's been awful.
All right, let's talk.
I know we.
No. I'm saying let's talk about that. Let's talk about that because
what is he doing on the pitch?
Well,
the same thing. Pep made the same mistake.
All right,
in the Champions League final, and he didn't perform.
Let's talk about the front six. So obviously he's going with Phillips, Rice, Sterling, Mount, and Foden. Of that front six, what would you have changed? So for the midfield forward, what would you have changed? What would you have done? So if you accept the back four, and maybe you say, oh, we would have put in Shaw or Chilwell, cool.
Yeah.
Of that, the midfield and the forward, what would you have changed?
It would Jack Grealish, Sancho, wherever he is. I would say
Jack Grealish into who? For who?
Sorry. Where am I looking at? Okay, sorry, it's upside down there. So it will be Kane, and then it would be Foden out. He's playing on the left, and Grealish in, Mount, and Sancho.
Okay.
Can toss up whoever he wants to play in the middle because the middle ain't that great. So whatever he feels best. But that's clearly our front three: Kane, Sancho, Mount.
What would you have done different, if anything?
If anything, just Grealish for Foden, and that's it.
Sterling can start, but obviously Sancho. I would say
they have so many options. I'm not really against any one that he goes for. The only thing I will say is that you look at that team, and there's literally one single player on that pitch that has any real pace, and that's Sterling. And he's more acceleration than outright pace, but it's good enough. Now, if he didn't go with Sterling and he went with Sancho, England will have no pace. There's no runners in behind. There's no you need a Rashford. You need a Sterling.
He's quick, but he's not explosive. He's not gonna sit on the shoulder.
Sancho's got some mad pace.
Not like Sterling and Rashford.
No, he doesn't.
What kind of pace are you guys talking
It's a pace that makes the defense drop off 10 yards because they're scared of you running behind.
Like normally, if you see someone defend against Sancho, they're comfortable at standing on his toes because if he makes a sudden movement or a cut inside, they're able to follow him. Whereas if you're defending against a Sterling or a Rashford, you got to sit back an extra 3 or 4 yards because if they make that movement, as a defender, it's unlikely you're going to be able to catch them. They're going to be gone.
And this is the thing I put out a tweet yesterday. I was like, go Rashford or Sterling for the balance of the team starting makes 100% sense. The issue is that they're out of form. And that's the real issue. Starting Sterling, starting Rashford ain't a problem in terms of whether you think, you might think Foden's better, you might think Sancho's better, but it's about balance. You have to have, one side you have the creative. So Grealish for me should have been there instead of Foden. But on the other side, you need to have that person who's going to want running behind, especially because Kane doesn't do that. If your striker did that, fair enough. But one of your front three has to be able to run in behind. Now, it was always for me. It was going to be between Rashford or Sterling. You could have gone with Sancho, but you would have to kind of tell him, and I guess it'd be slightly against his nature. You need to stay on the shoulder. You need to run in behind because I was watching the warm-up games, and everyone just kept coming deep for the ball. Well, everyone wants the ball. So even Kane's coming, wants the ball to feet. Grealish wants the ball to feet. Sancho wants the ball to feet. Foden, we know he wants the ball to feet. And you need to just have the variety. So I'm not mad that Sterling's playing because I understand logically why it makes sense. But it's just that he's so out of form. You don't know what Sterling's going to get. It might just end up being a hindrance more than anything. You might just be better for let's just get all the players ball to feet. At least they're on form and something can happen. That's the only thing. But I get it. I understand.
Because what it does is if Sancho plays, if this team stays the same, but Sancho plays over Sterling, right? Who's in more form, and Sterling, as Javon said, Sterling's out of form. What it allows Croatia to do is it makes it that much easier to defend as a team. To defend against England, they're able to sit back and not have to worry about who's looking to beat the offside trap, who's looking to run in behind me, because Sancho wants to drop deep, he wants the ball to his feet, meaning that, okay, I can just stand here and just defend. Foden's the same. He's going to drop deep, he wants the ball to his feet. All right, cool. Kane is your striker, and the two centre-backs, they're going to be like, Kane's going to drop back, and he's going to want the ball to his feet.
And this is the thing.
It makes it so easy for them to defend, and England could easily go into that game, and we're at 70 minutes, and it's 0-0.
Yeah.
Easily.
But this is the thing, like, even the way that Kane has played recently, like this season, he's been somewhat of a bit of a playmaker where he's dropping that and then kind of releasing Son or Moore or Bergwijn. If he did that same role, but without any pace on the wings. Who's he passing it to? Who's he setting off? So I get it. I just hope that Sterling has a good game. More so for Sterling than Southgate, like whatever in it. But if he doesn't have a good game, he's just going to become a scapegoat, like he has many times, whether it be for England or whoever. In the media, he got a lot of stick. So,
but this time it's actually warranted.
Yeah, I agree. It is warranted. His form is terrible right now. But it's like people are like, oh yeah, he's finished, he's done. I'm like, give him a break, man. Give him people are allowed to be on bad form. People are allowed to play poorly at times, isn't it? So
not everyone's Messi Ronaldo.
Exactly. That's the thing. They should have set the bar so high. Like everyone just think, if they're not scoring game after game after game, they're rubbish. And it's like, that's not granted. That's how football's been for like the last 15 years because of them two.
Yep.
But before that,
that wasn't normal. Centre back, left back. We paid 2 left backs. What's on the toe?
People say Mane done. He can have a bad season, you know. It's not everyone's not Messi Ronaldo.
Right backs. 2 right backs.
Sorry, 2 right backs. So
you got Sterling on the right and Foden on the left.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
I mean, Foden's where's Foden been playing?
He's been
For Man City, left.
Hasn't he been? I feel like he's been playing on the right.
Nah, Sterling Mahrez plays on the right and Foden plays on the left.
No, but Sterling used to play on the left. But then when Mahrez came in, now he's
Sterling used to play on the right.
Yeah,
it was him and Sane.
Yeah.
And then he moved to the left. And Bernardo Silva was on the right. And then
at this point, it doesn't even matter on Pep's team, man. They're all over the place like that.
But predominantly now, these days, Mahrez is on the right for Man City.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because it's like they like to cut in and all that. Predictions. What are we saying? Oh wait, let's go for the Croatia team actually quickly.
It's on the screen now.
Oh,
it's moving quick.
Yeah, it is. So they have gone with. Listen, again, I don't know all these players in it, so forgive me for the pronunciation.
4-3-3 looks like. Yeah.
Livakovic in goal. See this guy. I know this guy, but I don't know how to pronounce his name. The right back, Simi Vajaiko.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm talking about? Yeah. I don't know how much to pronounce his name, but I know he is.
Vida for years, man.
Huh? Yeah. He's certified. Vida, Kaletaka, Vardiol, the back. Okay. Brozovic, we know him. Kovacic, we know him. Modric. That's a good midfield. That's a very good midfield.
No Rakitic.
No Rakitic. Didn't make it. Didn't make the cut.
Okay.
Kramaric, Perisic, and Rebic up front. I mean, their front six is decent. It's good. Like, you look at the betting odds, and I get it. You know, bookies are trying to cover themselves because everyone in England's got the lump on England. But the betting odds got England big favourites. And you're like, respect Croatia? You're like, respect Croatia?
I don't respect Croatia.
You got to respect Croatia. You have to respect Croatia. They got to the finals last year.
And there we go.
Artificial intelligence, just as we kick off, says Phillips brings that intense pressing energy, what he does at Leeds in the middle. Also, he's decent on the ball. He's good on the ball and can pass. So I don't mind him. I've been impressed with him. Hope he has a good game. Yeah, listen, Phillips has been in the squad for a little while now. Even when Leeds were in the Championship, or he was in and around the squad. Because he was right at the back end of, I think it was last season. And this is a time when Grealish couldn't get in the side. And people are like, Grealish is balling out in the Premier League. Phillips is in the Championship, is in the time. Obviously, I think he's been in the under 21s or whatever as well. So Gareth Southgate probably knows him from there. But you're just like, what does Grealish have to do? And the question is again, what does Grealish have to do? And I thought maybe those 2 games or the warm-up, he's like, all right, cool, I'm going to start him. Man was just resting Foden.
Yep.
Man was just resting Foden.
Right? Last season, you could argue he single-handedly saved Aston Villa from relegation.
He did. And a bit of VAR, but he did.
And then this season, they had such a great start, and they had, for their level, it was sustained in the sense that they didn't fall too far behind, and then he got the injury, and their form went absolutely to pieces. So you could see how much of a key player he was for Aston Villa. And he still can't make it to the team. Like, pretty much 2 whole seasons of sustained, consistent, top quality football, and he can't make it in. You got Phil Foden, who I'm going to say had half a season, because at the start of the season it wasn't a Phil Foden thing. It was Phil Foden wasn't playing, and latter half of the season.
I'm actually, but like I rate Phil Foden and respect everything that he's done in
100%.
it, but and he's. I'm not gonna say his time will come. His time could be now. He could have a brilliant tournament, but it's just like right now, Grealish is better than him. That's it. Right now, Jack Grealish is better than Phil Foden.
Yep.
So surely you play your best players, and it's not a case of different styles. They're very, very similar in the way they play. So it's not like with the Rashford Sterling debate we're having in terms of you need a man with pace. They're very, very similar. For me, Grealish has to start. Hopefully, Foden plays well, but.
And I was saying to my brother the other day about this England game, and another reason why I would put Grealish over Foden is because you have to be extremely wary of Pep Guardiola players. And the reason why I say that is because we know throughout his managerial career, even when he was at Barcelona, when he was at FC Bayern Munich, even world-class players, he makes better. Look at Kevin De Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne was world-class before, but Pep can make world-class players even better. Like he's known for making players
better because of the system.
Yeah, like he's known for making players better and look better, and players that play in his system play a certain way and they prefer it. And now you're going to be playing Phil Foden, who plays under Pep Guardiola. A lot of people say, "Oh, Klopp and his Liverpool team, they're system players." Like for example, Firmino and Henderson, like they work in the Liverpool system. But outside of that, like Firmino is not going to work the same way he does for Brazil. So it's system players, and you have to be very wary that Phil Foden is playing for Man City under Pep Guardiola, playing in a certain way, whereas Jack Grealish is playing for Aston Villa, carrying a team and keeping them afloat. Last season, keeping them afloat in the Premier League. That has more levels. He's
showing a lot of the individual skill, regardless of the players around him. Whereas Phil Foden is enhanced by the players around him. If anything, Jack Grealish is probably worse because of the players around him. And he's still showing that level. A comment here from S. Spencer says, "Hey, look, it's Javerne Neeks and Jamal from Blue Therapy." I haven't seen that. I have no idea.
I've never watched it.
There's another comment about artificial intelligence. He said, he's a little worried. He thinks one of the centre midfielders needed to be a little more creative. These guys are like two DMs. Maybe James Ward-Prowse would have been better next to either of the two.
Listen, all the names you're saying, they're just James Ward.
Yeah, I think James Ward-Prowse is good.
He's good.
But there are levels to this. Like, I mean, he's playing at Southampton for a reason, I think. And Southampton are going nowhere. Who's in for James Ward-Prowse? I mean, when's the last time anyone bid for?
I hear what you're saying, but
he's good.
Again,
he's better from set piece.
Exactly. And right now, with Trent not on the pitch, who's their set piece
Trippier. Which is probably one of the reasons why he's even starting. Foden. Oh, it's in the post! Foden hits the post.
My goodness.
Oh,
Phil.
Cut. Jack Grealish should have scored. No, joking. Foden cuts in on his left. I think that was who carried that ball forward. Was it Sterling? Gave it to Foden, I think it was, and then Foden cutting on his left on the right hand side. I thought I was gonna go bottom corner actually.
Should have scored it, to be fair.
Should have been it. Messi would have.
Lucky.
What was I saying? The whole James Ward-Prowse. I mean, you could have gone with Bellingham in the midfield. I know he's like 17, 18 years old. But at least he adds a bit more. I think that midfield three of Phillips, Rice, and Mount. Who was that? Walker. That was terrible.
Full pass.
Terrible pass. Good defending.
Who's in? Is it Henderson in goal?
Pickford.
Oh.
Yeah, that midfield. It's just, I think it's lacking something. It's lacking a bit of guile. The Phillips, Rice, and Sterling in behind. Ball's too long.
We're still doing those over the top balls.
You got to have the option. You push them back and you get the space. So who carried that? So it was a throw in from the left, I think. That's Sterling, isn't it? Into Foden, cuts inside. Inside the post. Inside of the post as well. Man's got the Gaza.
He didn't get enough whip on that.
Golly. Mason Mount would have finished that one.
Sounds It's unlucky.
Those chances fall to Mason Mount.
Even Mount at CM next to Rice and Phillips. I said James would. Yeah, I was thinking maybe to go with Mount in the pivot. I know Mount's not as good in the pivot. I've seen him play there for Chelsea before. He's better further forward. But just so you can get another creator on the pitch.
Play who behind the striker? Foden and Grealish.
Foden, Grealish, yeah, whatever. Something like that. You can maybe get interchange. So you have Sterling on the right, Foden, Grealish out wide. Let's interchange the whole three. Keep it moving.
There we go again.
Mount's good. Mount is a very good player, very good talent. I just think that three is just lacking a bit of.
I think a lot of the Lampard.
Drop of the shoulder.
I think a lot of the Lampard hate fell onto Mount because he played.
Sterling.
Nothing's gonna come from
it. Corner. Kane held off the ball, slipped in Sterling on the right hand side, on the left hand side. Sorry.
Man, just point to the spot.
That's what I'm thinking.
For no reason, man. Just point to the spot.
You got Kane in your fantasy?
Yeah.
Okay. May have been offside if he scored, but maybe not. You never know with there's the lines. Oh, he tried to cut back onto his right, actually. He can barely shoot with his right there on his left, so I don't know. Mount takes set pieces, to be fair, for
Remember
Chelsea.
the time when Kane took the
corner?
Pretty sure Ben Chilwell does it.
Ben Chilwell takes some.
Or Jorginho.
No, Ben Chilwell takes.
Mount takes
some.
Good shot by. I don't know who that was actually. On the edge of the box. Was that Phillips? Yeah, it was Phillips.
Shout goal, please.
I didn't shout. I said, "Oh!" Good shot by Phillips. In the light, I thought Phillips was Kane.
This part the book has got the mad favours, isn't it? Who's even got this, man?
You better take their chances for.
I hope so.
Croatia.
Hold on. We play. No, did we play Croatia and then we got knocked out?
That was the semi-finals.
Yeah,
that was semi-finals.
I just realised, golly.
Yeah, but that team is nowhere near as good as the team in the World Cup, man. This
team isn't. Yeah, was it this team? What?
This team's not as good as the team.
No. And the England team is probably better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't believe we had Dele Alli. Golly.
Dele Alli,
Lingard. That man fell off, man.
Rashford? He did not start in the tournament, or did? No, maybe he did actually. Maybe he did. I can't remember now. England started well. 9 minutes in. Or so my stream says. Couple shots already. Phillips on the volley. Good save by the keeper because it came through a lot of legs, a lot of bodies. Actually went straight through one of the defender's legs. Crossing. Croatia's on the back foot at the moment. England need to. Good takedown by I think that was Phillips. England need to make sure this dominance counts.
I think he's gonna play extra harder because it's Phillips. Because it's like it's not the name you'd expect because he's playing for Leeds. Leeds are like what?
I'll be honest. I think he's ahead of Declan Rice in the selection order.
He's probably ahead of him in Southgate's mind. Whether he's better than Declan Rice is another question. But yeah, Southgate has his kind of people that he wants.
Which I don't understand why Grealish don't make the team if he will play Calvin Phillips.
Well, oh yeah, I get what you're saying.
It doesn't make sense why he wouldn't pick Grealish.
I don't know what it is that he doesn't like about Grealish because it took him so long to even get Grealish into the squad.
Many people said that he's only there because Lingard pulled out.
Lingard didn't pull out.
You see, Greenwood
pulled out. Lingard just didn't get picked.
What happened to Grealish again?
Yeah.
Didn't Grealish have like a history with like some stuff when before?
He was doing like he had balloons and he was on the.
No, I mean like before he blew up.
What's your history, but in terms of what?
I can't remember what it was.
It was something negative you're talking.
Yeah, so maybe
I know he's got a bit of a party kind of edge of the box. Oh, that's a poor pass. Foden that should have been right into Mount's path to just run onto and shoot.
Players have pep packs, you know. They work well in a system, but put them in another thing, you don't know what you're gonna get.
What was I gonna say?
You gotta be very wary with those kind of players. That's what I was meant to say earlier when we were talking about why you'd pick Grealish over Foden.
Good pressure by someone.
They can't shut on.
Yeah, he does have a bit of a reputation off the field, Jack Grealish. I know he had a thing in lockdown where he was I don't know if it was drink driving, but he was driving He coming from somewhere. Obviously, we were locked down, so he shouldn't have been wherever he was. I think he crashed a car. Actually, yeah, he crashed a car. I think there was pictures of him, like back laid out on one of the strips in those party islands, something like that. Balloons. There was a picture that was going around him the other day with laying down with a lady in the bed. That picture his PR team did a thing on that picture. So you remember that picture was everywhere. They just gone, can't see it, can't post it, can't
remove from my YouTube.
Yeah, it was crazy. So yeah, he's got a bit of reputation, but if you're gonna pick him in the squad, you're putting the reputation to one side. So you're judging him purely based on the footballing ability. For me, you have to start, but it's what it is.
Let's do but Delon Southgate.
12 minutes in, England started well, but they ain't scored. So Croatia they'll take that, innit? They'll take that. That's like who wants to top the group? Do you want to top the group? I think you just play to win, innit? You play to win every game, and just whoever you get, you get.
Because you never know, you don't even know what France or Portugal you're getting. It's not like Portugal are known to be, ravishing attackers. So it doesn't even matter at this point. Or you might even get Germany. France might even get knocked out. We don't know. Mainly because of they don't even with this whole thing that's going on. Mbappe and stuff. We don't even know.
It's in England's best interest to top their group, and I'll tell you why. Because if you think about it, right, if you actually deep it, right, they're like, oh, the winner of England's group plays second place in France's group.
Yeah.
Right? And it could be either France, Germany, or Portugal finishing second. Don't really expect it to be Hungary. And I would suspect that all three of those teams, so both all three, France, Germany, and Portugal, are going to pretty much play their first team in all three games. Because they have to play one another, and they're all going to want to be winning those games. Because they're going to be tough games. Now, for England, because they're playing Croatia first, if they go out and beat Croatia, their next two games, the remaining two games, are considerably easier. They should 100% win those. So what they can do is, if they beat Croatia, they go out and beat Croatia, and then they win their second game, theoretically, what they can do is rest up in the last game, make sure your best 11 is fully fresh, fully fit for the next game, which will be the second place in France's group, and you should come out in that game more fresh. Because what you don't want to happen is...
But the games are so far apart.
Yeah, but it's going to pick up. It's not going to be so far apart because the group stages, but it's going to pick up once you get to the quarters and the semis and then the final. It's going to pick up. Or third place. Is there a third place person in the Euros?
I don't think so.
Oh yeah, it's going to pick up. What you don't want to happen is you finish second and you get theoretically an easy draw, and you're playing your first team, then you play your first team in the quarters and the semis or whatever, and you get to the semis or the finals, and then you're getting a France or Portugal or Germany or a Spain or one of the bigger teams, and your squad is now more tired because it's not the beginning of the tournament, but coming to the end of the tournament. You want to, because at some point you're going to have to play someone huge in the semis and the finals. So you might as well get them out of the way while your squad is more fresh.
Yeah.
So it will be in their best interest to top their group, because you don't want to play second place France at the end of the tournament. You'd rather play at the beginning of the tournament, when you're more fresh. They played 3 matches first team.
And maybe they're just not in full flow as well.
Yeah,
they're not in full flow. They're still kind of getting to grips with everything.
You're more likely to beat them at the beginning of the tournament rather than the end of the tournament. Get to the end of the tournament and say,
wow,
it's all going off. It's all going off.
Ref, blow the whistle.
Free kick for England, 15 minutes in. Nat says Portugal can pepper England.
How? Portugal don't pepper nobody. They drew their way to a final. What peppering? What peppering? Who are you getting that?
This is a new Portugal. Half them players wasn't even at the last Euros.
Say that again?
This is a new Portugal. Half of the players that were at the last Euros. Remember, the last Euro was 5 years ago.
Yeah, it was, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ronaldo stood there, isn't it?
The last Euros was 5 years ago. He didn't have Ruben Diaz and the same Bruno that we got now. And it's a new Portugal.
Oh, that's not good.
My pick's still Portugal in it, so I have faith.
Okay, you have faith.
You
are incorrect.
I have faith in the Christ.
Incorrect.
The Chris.
Just as I'm incorrect about Belgium. They played terrible.
I was out. I didn't even watch the game. I just see the goals.
2 of the goals were gifted.
The first one. What was the second one? I can't remember now.
The second one was Munia's goal. Came off the bench. Where kind of like bubbled in the area, kind of like a half-hearted shot, and the keeper should have caught the ball, but
parried it.
Yeah, parried it into Munia, and he just tapped it in.
That should have been an England corner, actually. Came off the defender. Gave a goal kick.
Yeah. And Lukaku's last goal, that was a good goal. Long through ball. Ran onto it. First time shot with his right
With
foot.
right foot as well.
Yep.
Decent finish.
3-0. That's towards the end of the game. But them first 2 goals kind of gifted. But you know what? I give them a blight because Kevin De Bruyne didn't play. And they're definitely going to need some sort of half form or inform Eden Hazard to go.
Hazard played. So
he came off the bench, and they're going to need him because.
How did he play?
I mean, he played alright. He didn't look fat anymore. kind of trimmed up a little bit.
Right.
I mean, he came on in the 72nd minute, so he had about 20 minutes there or thereabouts.
Someone like Belgium might grow into a tournament, especially if De Bruyne and Hazard come back, like I said, the last game or so, starting the last game. They'll be fresh going into the knockout rounds. That's a good tackle, referee. Good save, but
Roberto Martinez said that pretty much every game is going to have to come with a whole different team because he said his team is aging and they can't play.
Okay, I mean, he didn't touch the ball, to be fair, but
I said his team is aging.
Yeah, no, his team is old. His team is old. That back line is very old. They won't be able to play every game.
let me see what social media is saying about England. Everyone's very negative going into the.
Yes, okay.
All you're going to see is it's coming home.
Nah, I can tell you that.
What do you mean? This is the team that you picked to win the tournament.
It's not coming home, man. What is going on here, man? Let's stick to iPad. Oh, there we go. It's back.
England down the left. Obviously, Trippier being right-footed cuts back onto his right, as opposed to it being Shaw or Chilwell, which is going to be a problem in and of itself. People saying, Kane, why are you on the edge of the box waiting for dragbacks? Get in the box.
Because that's what Kane does. That's how he plays. You can't criticize players for playing how they usually play.
So Kane got to roll it back a couple of years and stay close to goal. Phillips looks bright. He does. Phillips has started well. Shaw and Grealish instead of Trippier and Sterling. Modric showing why someone as talented as Odegaard can't get into the Madrid team. Slightly behind on our stream now, so but it is what it is. Chance there for Sterling to get a cross in. I mean, Croatia haven't done anything.
Not that we've seen.
Croatia haven't done anything.
They've just been defending.
Yeah, literally.
Maybe England would have been ahead by now if they had a sure a little bit more attacking options going forward.
Trust.
Because Croatia is not providing any threat whatsoever right now.
Or is it because they got the defensive options? Why Croatia can't do it?
Maybe.
What came first, chicken or the egg?
Definitely the egg.
HH says, so far so good for England. England looking good so far.
Oh, they're always looking good, but never nothing to show for it, man. They're just gonna fall off now. That's what's gonna happen.
There was talk about England, Gareth Southgate getting a new contract, regardless of what
This
what
guy's
happens in
under
the
no
tournament.
pressure. This guy's under no pressure, man. Just earlier, Joe. We must have missed this chance.
No, it just happened as we switched back onto this one.
Oh. Oh,
Stress there.
Of course he's stressed.
damn, Southgate is so poor, man. Team's probably not good enough either. Who knows? We'll see.
I'll say Southgate. This was a bit 12 minutes in, and it's making a bit of sense in terms of the lineup.
Who said that?
Armchair gaffers.
What makes sense? Because we've had a few chances.
Man,
Pep
that
had.
lineup makes sense.
What do you mean? Pep had a few chances against Chelsea when he had that team out. They didn't win, did they? It doesn't mean it makes sense. Thing is, England have always had chances, even before at the World Cup. The last tournament, they had chances, they just couldn't finish.
Yeah, even against Croatia, they 1-0 up and they had chances. Of Kane had the chances.
Yeah, so
In
all honesty, that means nothing. It means nothing at all.
T. Smith says Kane is the better player, but at striker, Dominic Calvert-Lewin is the better option.
Oh dear Lord.
Kane's movement in the box is awful.
Dominic
Sorry,
Calvert-Lewin. Who said that?
T. Smith.
God,
He can't. Yeah.
L. Smith.
Literally the only thing, and it's even.
What is his head in?
Yeah, but even then, the aerial's
not that
threat.
much
It's
better.
not. It's really. It's like it's minuscule because Kane is very good in the air anyway.
Yeah.
And like scoring from headers. Obviously, Calvert-Lewin has the bigger, I think, aerial threat in terms of if you got long balls and you can leap higher and that kind of stuff. But other than that, there's nothing. There's not. Oh, that's a free kick. Oh no, play on.
Oh,
Play on.
Golly.
England can break.
No.
Oh no. No. Count broken down.
For that one.
Yeah, there's nothing. There's nothing Calvert-Lewin can do that Kane.
Is Ings in the squad?
No.
I would have taken him over Calvert-Lewin any day of the week. I think he's so much better. Like Calvert-Lewin is too much like Kane.
I would have taken both. I would have taken Calvert-Lewin and Ings.
Nah, I just would take
And I wouldn't have taken Saka.
I hear you.
I mean, I don't know what Saka's role is in this squad.
Utility man, isn't it?
You need a left back. What, you're going to bring on Saka instead of Shaw or Chilwell?
I mean,
you
if
need a
you
left
wanted-
winger. You're not going to bring on Rashford or Sancho before Saka. Like,
But it makes no sense. Tyrone Mings is in the team and not Grealish. Like, what is
He
going
has to
on?
be. Harry Wise can't play, innit?
No, but this is the point that I'm making. Like, why can't Grealish start?
Because Foden's not injured.
Oh, Foden. Foden.
if Foden was injured,
We're only talking about Foden because he's in a Pep team. I keep saying like,
No,
systems.
you can't just say that.
Yes.
He's a
No,
quality player.
He's
Yeah.
been playing very
He's a
well.
quality
but
player.
yeah, I hear what you guys are saying. We
It's a
need to
terrible coach
remember.
by Croatia.
It's just like when Chelsea under Conte, 3-4-3. Victor Moses looked well beater. Season after, crap. Alonso looked like a well beater. Crap. David Luiz, like it just some players look better and play and on their system because everyone else makes up for their
I
problem.
understand it.
You bring them
Everything
into
was going your way, as in like
you bring them into a
the
team like
world-class
this.
players were carrying you, and you were like just chipping in here and there, and it was. But he was literally carrying like the Champions League semi-final. It was literally all Phil Foden. Phil Foden ran both legs. Both legs.
Against Dortmund? No, PSG, sorry.
Yeah, against PSG, he ran both legs. It was
But
just all Phil
PSG,
Foden.
PSG,
Like-
they came second in their league. We ain't got nothing to talk about.
Sterling. Oh god.
It don't matter where it's the occasion. It's a Champions League semi-final. First time Man City have ever been there, and Phil Foden is extremely young. First time he's ever been there. First time he's ever experienced such pressure, and he carried. It wasn't even just like a one-off, one leg. He ran the show in both legs. Like I can't just say it's a Pep system. Like Pep,
Definitely a
Pep
system.
Pep
I'm not saying
mentioned
he's
him-
bad.
Pep
I just
mentioned
feel
him
like Pep gives him.
before
a
David
bit
Silva.
more.
Before David Silva left Manchester City, Pep had already stated that we ain't buying to replace David Silva because we got Phil Foden here. He's gonna be the man. So he already knew that from whatever he saw in training or whatever it was, that Phil Foden has the quality to replace David Silva, and he will get there eventually one day. And we are now seeing that. So I can't just say, oh no, it's because he's being managed by Pep. He's definitely a quality player.
Well, I'm not saying he isn't. I just feel like he's got. You look in a Pep team, you can look a lot better than you actually are.
Croatia get a cross in. Oh, England can't defend it. Oh, it's kicked over.
Like, I'm not saying he's bad. I'm just saying
you
get that Pep in this Pep squad. You may be, let's say, a 7 out of 10. But you might look like a 9 out of 10 because of. Like, come on, when you watch Man City play, they pass and move the ball so good. Like, you would look better.
You have to be good to pass.
Yeah, you do. Like that. I'm not. That's the point I'm making, Carl. They're good players, but the system makes them look even better.
No, 100%. And he's playing with better players at Man City than he was with England. So it's all gonna. Whereas I would say Jack Grealish is probably playing with better players in England than he does at Aston Villa.
Mm-hmm.
But what's his name? But Foden is still he's a quality player.
You throw me one of those chargers, see if it can reach. I think my battery's dying. What chargers? On the Mac chargers there. They plugged in. I think one should be able to reach.
How many Macs you got in there?
Work. One is the work and one is my one. And then I guess one of the chargers is yours also.
Yeah.
They're
gonna reach.
Thank you. Yeah.
They will. You gonna hurry up and score or what, man?
Oh damn! I thought I had a charger on this side.
Nat says Grealish is gonna come with a super sub. That'll be Marcus Rashford. Thank you very much.
Anybody would do. Thank you very much. Nah, anybody would do. I'll take a Tyrone Mings 1-0.
I ain't got no England or Croatia players in my fantasy.
Don't have big boy Harold.
Nope. Too much money, man.
That's it. Too much money. There's a reason why. He's the best striker in the competition.
Cross to the back post. Too far.
Has Harry Kane even had a chance so far?
It will come.
Has he had a chance? That is the $1 million question, isn't it? Oh, well. Half an hour in. Pickford ain't made a save, has he? Let me see the stats for this game. Let me see the stats for this game.
I mean, he's caught a couple balls.
Yeah. Balls.
Wait, why is this stadium so empty? But the match I watched yesterday was absolutely completely packed.
Well, that match was in which one? Was that the Denmark one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was. I mean, the rules are different in different places, isn't it? Maybe they're finished.
Yeah, apparently there's no cases or anything down in them places. Denmark. So that's why the stadium was packed up.
Let's bring some stats onto the screen.
It's a foul. Wait, so it's both semi-final and the final in Wembley?
Yep.
About the quarters?
I don't know.
Okay. Can we have packed out stadiums for it?
Not here. Unless Boris says 2021 is...
Well, it depends if it's 20, because the 21st of June is supposed to be...
It's been pushed back now.
Has it been officially pushed back? I know there was a lot of talk about it.
He'll talk about it on Monday.
Yeah, so it's probably going to be pushed back. But if it's not... Apparently, they'll say something possibly can get 40,000 into Wembley. They may do a...
That's if it gets pushed... That's if June 21st doesn't get pushed back.
Oh, okay.
Because Delta, or whatever they want to call it, is spreading rapidly. What's it? Cases rising.
Is that the Indian variant?
Yeah, we can't call it that no more.
Oh.
We've got to call it the Delta. Because apparently it's stereotypical.
I mean, if it comes from there, could they call the Kent one the Kent variant? And no one said it was discriminatory.
Yeah, I don't know, but apparently that's why they called it. That's why they changed it to the Delta.
Whereas June 21st did officially get pushed back. What's it? July 29th? Sorry, July 19th. Apparently, that's the date that I heard. So the stats are England 3 shots to Croatia's 2.
Looks like Croatia's creating something more now.
1 on target for England, none on target for Croatia. Crossing to the box by Croatia, cleared. And that was by Declan Rice. Bit of pressure in the last few minutes from Croatia. Possession, England 58%.
Just biding their time.
Pass and accuracy 85% each. England completed more passes, 169 to Croatia's 121. The most important stat, it's 0-0. The only thing that really matters when all is said and done. And it's going to be so hot out there that you can't even sustain, like, whatever you're doing, you know where you can sustain it for 90 minutes. But they've got 5 subs, so you'd hope that they use it well.
Just playing this shade of the pitch.
Wednesday says, thoughts on Jadon Sancho, Shaw, Grealish, Bellingham, Henderson. Well, we spoke about Sancho, Shaw, and Grealish already. Do you think Bellingham should be starting, or do you think he will start some games?
I think he's an option for now. 17. I haven't seen much of him. They do talk about him highly, but you need to remember
he's a bit young right now, man.
The Bayern's league attacks. We have to be very wary about.
You've got to protect your young players, man. You don't want to put him out there and he makes mistakes and mentally never recovers from it, man. You've got to protect your young players.
Yeah, he's only 17. He's got time, unless he's like absolutely like gonna kill it, which we won't know until he plays.
I think the only time you play a player that young in the international squad, like just bring them in for a Euros or World Cup, is if they're a striker and you know they're moving raids like how R9 did, how Michael Owen and I mean I know he's not 17, but if someone was moving like Haaland is, or Haaland's what 2021, if someone was moving like that, then
Wayne Rooney came onto the scene. I think that's 18 he made his in the Euros.
Good takedown.
Yeah. So unless you're a forward and you're doing absolute devastating bits, I think you protect your young players. I think you give it to your more senior players.
It's funny because at the last European competition, it was full of Tottenham players, isn't it? Dele Alli.
Yeah, Eric Dyer.
God.
Yeah, it was a lot of them.
And now we've got what? City.
It's a mix of everyone.
More of a mix now.
Yeah, because Man United's got Henderson, Maguire, Shaw, Rashford. Is that it? Sancho.
No. You know what's so funny? No. You can tell that there's that the money in the Premier League is definitely long, because before, maybe like 10 years ago, all those players will be playing for Man United, Liverpool, for example, Arsenal. But now you got Aston Villa players in there, Leeds. If you want those players, you're gonna have to be spending big money to get them to your club now. So you can, that's why you can see the players. That's why
Maguire cost 80 million. It's like, oh yeah, I had a good tour with England. So the England international. Yeah, let's go and get him for 80 million.
So you can see now there's a lot of players scattered over different teams now. We've got Leicester. Well, I'm not sure if we have Leicester, but we have Chelsea. We have, is any from Arsenal here?
Saka.
Arsenal. Man United, Man City, Liverpool, Aston Villa, Leeds.
Who is here from Liverpool? Is it just Henderson? Or am I bugging?
Just Henderson, I think.
No, there was Trent.
Yeah, there was Trent. But he's not there. So just Henderson. Damn.
And now we're seeing, even abroad, Jadon Sancho plays in Germany. Trippier plays in Spain. Before if you went abroad, you would not get into the England squad. They were like, nope, he ain't coming here.
Unless you was Jonathan Woodgate.
Oh, did he get in the squad after he left?
What about Beckham? Did he get in?
Yeah, Beckham did. Yeah. Couldn't drop Beckham.
Yeah.
Undroppable.
What about Owen when he dipped?
He was kind of, because Real
Madrid.
Yeah, he left. When did he leave? 2004. and he was there in World Cup 2006, and then I think that was pretty much his end. I think. He did get injured in 2006. I think he got injured in World Cup 2006.
Got his leg stuck in the ground.
Yeah, serious. World Cup 2006. They always get that. So Rooney got injured in Euro 2004 when he was killing it. And Owen got injured in 2006. Wesley said, England have never had faith in the youngsters. Maybe that's the issue. Always playing their go-to players and never win nothing. I think it's time for a change.
Real question, Wesley. When has a young international team ever won anything? That is a real question. You look at the winners, the World Cup winners and Euro winners, and you name their squads, nothing but pure experienced, world-class players. Like France and your Henry's, Patrick Vieira, Perez era, one stuff. Spain, Iniesta, Xavi, but like you don't go in and win tournaments with youngsters, giving them a chance just for them to like I said, mentally they may never recover from it. You play a bunch of young players and nothing happens and they get battered and bruised throughout the tournament. You're like, well, I don't want to do this anymore. This was hard, and you know they don't perform going forward. Like you can play one or two with the experienced players, like I said, like for Brazil when R9 was playing, but he was playing with a bunch of world-class experienced players, and then he led the front line. But a team of youngsters, I don't know, man.
He says not a full team, but one or two players wouldn't hurt. I mean, Foden's young. Matt, a lot of these players are young, you know.
They are.
I mean, just because they play a lot, you think they're older.
What do we consider young? Because what? Yeah. It's 25. I think 24 is young.
I think that's fair. I think that's fairly fair enough. You could look at this team. How old is
Phil Foden's what? 21? 20.
How old is John Stones? He might be
25.
Maybe he's 25.
I feel like he's like 25.
Oh God, he's 27. He's been around for a minute. He's 27. Defense being old, I don't have an issue. Or being experienced, you probably need it. But in the midfield, Rice is what? 21?
Yeah.
I typed in Rice in Google, like Rice,
and it gave you best match.
Of course, of course, that's the most popular Rice, isn't it? Calvin Phillips, he is 25. So he's a bit older, actually.
Yeah.
Mount is 21, I believe. When I type in Mount, Everest comes up. Mount's 22. Foden's 20. Sterling's a bit older. I think there's a bit of mixture of in this team and the squad. And maybe this is the year, Wesley. Maybe this is the year that it comes home.
And some of the players that they got playing now started when they were young, like Sterling. Like he was playing in the England team when he was 21.
Yeah,
it's not like he didn't get a chance.
Get in, Mike Bassett.
I'm just looking at this.
Lord have mercy, man.
I'm looking at this. Wow, even I play want to freeze up.
No, they were.
Offside. Okay, I was thinking, what's going on here? So it's in a bet builder. They have Harry Kane to score at any time in the match. Good luck. Over 1 goal in the match of both teams combined. Over 3 corners in the match for England. It's probably been, how much has it been? 2 already?
At least 2, yeah.
Over 0 cards in the second half and 5 corners in the match. Yeah. Good luck with that one, Harry.
Oh, that's bet builder.
Yeah.
Christopher says, where are your England kits, guys?
We don't support England now.
England kits? What is that?
Actually, where is your England kit?
I don't have an England kit.
You got them as your winner, you got them as your dark horse, you got Greens player the tournament.
Yeah, well, it would.
Who's your top goal scorer, okay?
Nah, it's Lukaku.
Okay.
Eggs. Everyone had eggs in different baskets, so I said we might as well.
40 minutes gone, 0-0. As Wesley said, all England games are snooze fest. I mean, they got to score early, man. You don't score early, the game just peters out, man.
I blame Phil Foden for that, innit?
Just really peters out.
Really should have scored.
Why we have basketball players playing football?
Who's a basketball player?
I have no idea. Why we have basketball players playing football?
Wait, who said that?
Abimanju Candia.
Is there someone very tall on the pitch?
Oh, ball in behind. Sterling. Is that a foul? What's going on? Is that a free kick? It's a foul.
Penalty,
They're gonna
man.
check. They're gonna check if it's a penalty or not. They're gonna check. Someone says I wake up at 8 a.m. for this peak times. Yeah, definitely a free kick outside the box. I know we're slightly behind, so England's probably scored it already. That's what I know. See, so now this will get Trippier. Trippier step up for this. And then everyone will be like, this is why he picked Trippier at left back.
Yeah, what he really wanted was Trent.
Yeah. Free kick to England, in the 42nd minute, left-hand side of the D. When you got Trippier. I mean, I don't know why. Is that Sterling standing over it? I don't know what. Mount's there. Did I see Sterling? Well, he's gone away now.
Nothing's coming from this.
It's coming home. It's coming up. It's coming.
Nothing's coming home, man.
What are you celebrating?
Football coming up.
Mm-hmm.
He's got in top bins. Trippier. Like it did in
It's
the
going right
World Cup.
over.
Man's in top bins.
You think Trippier recreates that free kick?
Oh, that's a penalty. Must have hit his hand.
I knew I was gonna hit it right in the wall, man.
What happened? What?
Clapped him upside his head.
No, I mean the referee gave a free kick for what?
He told you clapped him upside his head.
What is it? This new
That's a
thing
good,
now where people lay on the floor. Isn't that a dangerous play? Why do they allow that? What if they stamp on them?
What?
The people, the wall
through
jumping.
The wall.
They're not right underneath their backside. Jeez. They're behind them.
Nah, man. It looks too dangerous. I don't know why they allow stuff like that.
What? It's not dangerous at all.
To be lying on the floor.
Yes.
Okay.
As long as you face the other direction. Because if he goes under one, smacks you right in the face, and that's a problem. But
For me personally, I think it's dangerous, but I guess it's the technique now. So if they jump, it doesn't go underneath the wall, which is very smart. But is it high risk, high reward?
Ronaldinho revolutionized football. Everyone got worried about it when man started tucking him under the wall
Because he knew everyone would jump. Mm-hmm.
question: If this fraud is sacked from this job, who can replace him?
No
What
one, man.
fraud are we talking about? Are we talking about Gareth?
Southgate, yeah. Personally, I would take Harry Potter. What?
It all went wrong for England when they didn't hire Harry Redknapp. It's been poor appointments after poor appointments since.
Antonio Conte.
Play on, referee, man. Why not Antonio Conte? Why not? Why not Antonio Conte?
I don't think he'd won the job.
I'll take it if he wanted the job.
Ooh.
You'd have me. That's it, man. I'll go.
You get your English Conte at the back.
England, whole house pound
Conte,
painted,
number
flags outside the door, everything. England's coming on. You'd hear, come on, England. That's it. Everything.
Pochettino works with a number of these English players. Yes, he could do it. No way he stays at PSG after that abysmal season.
Pochettino for England.
Oh.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Jose Mourinho. Is that wrong, Mourinho?
Yep.
He managing international.
Roberto
And
Mancini.
if he does, he'd want to manage Portugal. I was a half done. Golly.
Yeah, man. Not gonna lie. Good first 12 minutes. After that,
Dead.
I could have gone to my bed.
Petered out, innit?
Mm.
Man hit the post and we thought it was coming home.
No, you thought it was coming home.
And told me to check my positivity. This is England at a competition. We are as stable as a poppadom stopping a bowling ball. Oh my God. All right. It's 1-0. That's 1-0.
What? To who? What game are you watching?
Man's in the future.
I'm in the future. It's halftime. It's the heat. I'm hallucinating. 0-0, halftime.
I've opened the other door since everyone's inside at the moment.
Let me just make sure I got the. Are these the updated stats?
Golly, football.
Here we go. Is this even the right? Oh, it is. They changed the colours. Oh no, they haven't.
You got to score that, man, Foden, man.
4 shots for England, 2 for Croatia, 1 on target for England, none for Croatia. 1 shot blocked each. Obviously, we know England hit the woodwork through Phil Foden early on. Only 1 corner by England, actually. So whoever had that belt builder is struggling right now. 58% possession, 86% pass accuracy to England compared to 84 for Croatia. England have completed more passes than Croatia have attempted. 250 complete for England, 200 passes attempted for Croatia. Thoughts?
I mean, we thought we could have been, wrong the way the first 12 minutes started, and we thought maybe they set up a little bit too defensive. We were at the start questioning, the double pivot. I mean, I know we kind of said you kind of have to with how frail the centre back pairing is, and you kind of have to go with it. But the Trippier at left back didn't make too much sense. A more of attacking option. Like I said, this is exactly what was going to happen. If like you said, Sterling's off form, and he's hasn't shown anything otherwise.
He hasn't. He really hasn't.
And if he's off form, then there's no real penetration. There's no real pace for England to get in behind the Croatia. And it's exactly as we said, it becomes far too easy for Croatia to defend and keep England out. They're going to need something more. And like we said, Grealish over Foden for that more creativity. Bring the ball forward. Get as I said, he's a foul magnet, and he's creative. Like, I genuinely think that Southgate has to make a halftime substitution.
And what? Grealish?
Yeah.
For who? Sterling? Or
if Sterling's coming off, it has to be for Rashford. Because they need pace. They need pace. If they take off Sterling and bring on Grealish, it's more of the same. It's more of the same for England.
So who are you bringing off for Grealish? Declan Rice? Put Mount back, or for Mount?
Yeah, it would have to. Yeah, that's not a bad shout. It would have to be Mount back. Take off either Phillips or Rice. Probably Rice, because Phillips looked a bit more bright in the first half. Take off Rice and put Mount back next to Phillips and bring on Grealish.
No, I'd agree with this. I would agree. Answer's stats show a different game. The eye test wasn't as convincing, but I don't think the stats are that convincing. I think the stats kind of show the game we had. England kind of dominated the possession, but only had 1 shot on target. Croatia came into it at the end, but didn't really create anything. I think the stats are pretty much what we saw. A game that no one really deserves to be leading. England, if they took a chance early on, they're just showing the Foden chance again. Sterling breaks quickly with some pace, gives it to Foden, cuts inside. But other than that, what clear openers have England created? There was a chance where Sterling had to cross the ball. I mean, nothing. It's all a bit tight and bitty.
The volley.
Yeah, the volley from Calvin Phillips. Good save by the keeper. Went through a lot of bodies. But yeah, for me, let's see. So let me look at the. Delpra says this England team is not going anywhere. T. Smith says Shaw and Dominic Calvert-Lewin on, Kane and Walker off. Balance. You can't take off Harry Kane. Harry Kane, as long as you are not winning the game by 2 goals or more, you cannot take off Harry Kane. Mm-hmm. You have to keep him on because he can get you a goal from a chance. If you want to bring on Calvert-Lewin, cool, bring him on. But you bring him on with Kane, not instead of. Adage Free says Trippier and Walker offer nothing going forward. Fullbacks are so important in modern football. I would agree. There's been a lack of an overlap. Trippier's probably got forward more than Walker, but the issue is obviously on his right foot. He can't go on the overlap and get a first time crossing. he comes back in and it gives everyone time to set. This is a possession. This is in our half, which is not representing the reality. I mean, are you suggesting that Croatia are dominating the game? England have dominated possession, but they haven't dominated the game in that sense. But if anyone's going to score, if you're gonna say somebody has to score in this game, right now you say England. But the way it's going, it could have went 0-0 because there's been nothing. There's not been enough from either side. And as Reece says, Croatia keep getting done on a simple throw-in to Sterling. Nat says Walker's had a poor first half. It's a shame Trent is injured. Trent will be starting anyway, mate.
Yeah, definitely won't be starting, mate.
For me, yeah, I'm thinking Grealish on. Take off Rice. Take off Rice. The thing is, if you draw the game, you're still 50-50 whether you're going to top the group or not.
Because you have to bet Croatia's.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You have to bet Croatia's other results. If you win the game, you're nearly guaranteed to top the group. If you lose the game, you're still going through. So if you can't be scored on Czech Republic, you don't deserve to go through. But so you're still going through. You might as well just go for it. You might as well go for it. And I don't even think putting Mount in the CM position is like a mad, we're gonna go gung-ho. That's not mad. It's just dropping back a little bit. You might still have him a bit further forward than Calvin Phillips. And you have Grealish behind the striker or Foden behind the striker, whatever it is. Grealish has to come on.
Has to.
You could go, I mean, it's 5 subs, so you could go with get Shaw on if you really want. I can't see him changing the fullbacks at this stage anyway, so we can put that to one side. But I think you just need to get.
He has to make changes.
And as you said, if Rashford's going to come on, then it has to be, or if Sterling's going to come off, rather, it has to be for Rashford. You have to get someone who's going to run in behind.
And this is what I said to you the last time, Neeks. Like, when you're playing with Kane up top, like, he needs runners. Like he needs runners, people that running behind. Whether he's going to play more of a playmaker or he's going to be like a striker. That's just the way Kane operates. And everyone always says Kane's, because I said to you, I watched the last 2 games England had, right? The one where they won 1-0 and Saka scored.
Yeah.
And the other game, and I was like, England don't look like they have an absolute chance in hell in winning these Euros without Kane, and Kane being on form and scoring goals, because it doesn't look like anyone is capable of putting that ball in the back of the net. Like, literally, they're struggling in all the games that they play.
Yeah.
If Kane don't play, you cannot see goals. So I can't remember who it was that said that you could bring Kane off for Calvert-Lewin. Calvert-Lewin played in the last game, and he didn't look like scoring at all. Like, yeah, he won a few headers in the air, but he did not look like scoring. Kane may not look like scoring right now, but at any moment a goal can just come from nowhere. He would take a 25-yard shot and boom, it's
Kane's on the pitch.
On the corner. So,
but the reality is, England's best 2 goal scorers in the squad are Kane and Rashford.
Yeah,
Kane and Rashford, and they've only got 1 on the pitch. So there's an argument to get Rashford on the pitch, but Grealish has to come on. Grealish has to come on. Just gonna tweet. Someone says, "Strange team. Both Shaw and Chilwell have had very good seasons, and he goes with Trippier at left back. I don't understand Phillips' position. He's a really defensive player at Leeds, and I thought he was playing CDM with Rice, but he seems to play further up. He's definitely getting forward more than Rice is. Chelsea fans are something else. So I was like, get Grealish on for Rice, drop Mount back, Chelsea fan, and James on for Walker. So we still got a right back and left back. I mean, if we're gonna change any of the fullbacks, get a left back on. But even if you want to say Saka going at left back, get a left footer at left back. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. What been England's best player? Who's been England's best player? Rice.
no,
I said get Grealish on for Rice, drop Mount back. What been England's best player? I mean, he's a Chelsea fan. His picture is Mason Mount. He's probably talking about Mason Mount. But I didn't say drop Mount. I said drop Mount back him into the midfield.
Wait, have you still Mount ain't been England's best player?
Listen,
What?
I'm gonna be honest. Who the hell has been England's best player? Probably Calvin Phillips. It has been. It has been Phillips. It's not been good enough. It's not been good enough.
Well, I got 5 subs. Gareth should just bamboozle Croatia and come out with 3 subs at half.
Trust me.
Sure, Rashford,
Grealish.
all just come on.
Change the game.
If he does that, I'll give him some.
Change the
Wouldn't know
game.
what hit them. Rashford running rings around them, Grealish dancing around, Shaw whipping crosses into Kane. That would done them.
Yeah, go for it. If you lose, man. You win the next 2 games, you're through anyway.
Yeah.
And you probably get easier. Like you've got nothing to lose from going for this game. There's literally no, and no one can say, he was trying to play. He's trying to play to lose so we don't top the group. It just go for it, and what happens. I'm just tired of. They make it so easy for you to qualify. What are you scared of? That's the same thing I said with Turkey. What are you scared of? Just attack. You ain't gonna win the tournament anyway. Let's see some of these. Make sure you don't smash the like button, by the way. Smash that like button. T. Smith says, is Kane even a striker? Man's playing Cam, support striker, false 9. He's the reason why he never gets chances, never in position. Fair play. I mean, I don't think the creativity been there anyway, but fair play. Neeks, I repeat, Italy, England, easy lubrication.
This guy, man.
So artificial intelligence. That's why I was saying about the balance in the middle earlier. Need more intent, more penetration through the middle, more creativity, inventiveness, something not predictable. I hear you. Grealish, Bellingham, Shaw on. Back to my point yesterday. We are a top 5 squad. We're not. We need the confidence to go into the acid test because Scotland will, with brave heart, that game. We should be dispatching good teams if we want to take ourselves seriously. I mean, can you dispatch a good team?
I don't know.
Can you dispatch a team? I don't think that's a question. How good are they really? But yeah, you want to beat a team like Croatia, who are like Croatia might be some people's dark horses still, maybe, but you want to beat them to say, yeah, we are ready to win the tournament or go deep, whatever you want to call it. If you can't beat this Croatia side, a lot of other teams may not take you as seriously. So you want to kind of lay down some kind of marker, even if you only win the game 1-0. But if you win the game 1-0 in a performance like this, where Croatia's barely created anything, you say, comfortable. We did what we had to do. Croatia didn't trouble us. First game of the tournament, you go from there. You end up drawing the game or losing the game, even worse. People are big questions about the team, the player, the manager, everything. Top 5 squad. We had this discussion. Were you in the stream? We had this discussion. So we were saying who's the top 5. England, for me, I think maybe you had them in your 5.
Yeah, I did.
England, for me, ain't the 5th best squad in the
because we said
the
it
world.
was squad in terms of like their 23 or 26
Yeah,
or
we
whatever.
did.
Yeah, but obviously, if it was like starting 11, I don't think I'd put them in there. But in terms of squad and how deep their squad can go and the quality of the, I'd put them in there. I think the only reason why some people will say no is I think it's mainly to do with the manager. If you include the manager in the top 5, then maybe not. They had a better manager. By far, they get way more out of this England squad than what Southgate is getting out of them because these players are way better than what we're seeing. But the manager just like decisions like Trippier at left back. For what reason? Like no one sat here can figure out why he's gone with Trippier at left back. That's a managerial error. An error that I feel like most other managers wouldn't make.
Let's see.
Any changes at halftime?
I don't see anything. Not surprised.
Games ending 0-0.
Ole Gunnar Southgate doesn't like to make subs.
Ole Gunnar Southgate.
Let's see. Abid Manju says, for me, Rashford doesn't deserve his selection given his season, and I'd rather he stayed at home to look after himself. I think he does deserve a selection given the season. He doesn't deserve to start given his form. He's had a good season. You look at everything. He's had a good season. But the back end of the season has been considerably worse than the first half of the season. I mean, first half of the season was brilliant. Second half of the season was poor. So overall, I think he's had a good season. But not good enough to start. But definitely good enough to be in the squad. It's a bloody 26-man squad. Who are you going to pick over him?
Jesse Lingard.
Hey, has Jekyll had a good season? Again, he's had a good 6 months.
At West Ham.
He has a good 6 months because he wasn't playing. Whoa! Clearance from, I think that was Mings, deflected off. Could have been Rebic, I'm not sure. Nearly looped over. Off Perisic, it was actually. Nearly looped over Pickford. Or could have looped over, I don't say nearly. Southgate didn't see Mbolo and Lukaku yesterday. Bring on Saka. What? Because he's black. Because he's dark skinned and black.
Wait, I'm so confused.
Because they're not anywhere near the same kind of player. he's said LOL there, so I'm sure he's laughing. I'm sure he's joking. Seriously, we need to stop this Phillips propaganda. He is the type of player I hate. Why? Tell me why he's the type of player you hate.
Where do you see that?
That's from 258 from Abby Manju. Delphi says Neeks he's playing for second place. His strategy is England is playing for second place. No, he's not. It's for playing negative football and not providing emotions to supporters. What a bunch of crap to nominate this waiter.
I tell you what, any manager or a group of players that are playing for second place because they think it's an easier ride will not win.
Yeah, 100%.
Because you're going with a loser mentality. Yeah. You're going thinking we're not good enough to win this.
Exactly.
So we're going to try and take the easiest route. You go and say, no, I don't care who we get. We're top of this group and we're coming out the winners regardless. Like if you're playing for second, you know 100% you're not winning this tournament because you're going in with a loser mentality, thinking, okay, we're not the best. We don't stand a chance. So we're going to try and get as far as we can by taking the easier option, the easier route. They aren't winning. So if he's playing for second, they ain't winning the tournament.
Guy's got no pressure.
Yeah.
No matter what he does, they can crash out of this Euros.
You know, back in the days when the ball was like around with the defenders or the goalkeeper, you could just like turn your head away, thinking, they're gonna clear out field.
Yeah.
Now someone might
score. Keep firm on that goalkeeper.
Yeah, you don't know what's gonna happen. I miss Benz. To be fair, I miss Benzema's goal in the Champions League final. I don't know if the camera kind of cut. I don't know. Remember when Karius rolled it out? Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, they showed that thing.
They showed the thing because I think my head was away from it. I look up and the ball's rolling towards the goal. God, you can't trust keepers and defenders. Like, everyone wants to play out. Everyone wants to be fancy with it. And says, do you think Kane is playing support striker false nine because of the lack of penetration and clinical final balls? Isn't this why Grealish came? Maybe. You'd hope that if he had the creativity, even out wide as well. Like none of the fullbacks, as was stated before, are creating anything out wide for him to say, "Let me get in the box." But either way, I understand the Sterling selection. But if Kane is playing deeper and trying to feed Sterling and whoever the other winger is, the second best goal scorer in the squad is on the bench in Rashford. Is it? Ooh, good tackle for Tyrone Mings. Was that? Yeah. Is it Sterling you want to be feeding? How sure can you be that he's going to be putting those chances away?
Looks like Croatia's on the front now.
Someone says Tammy Abraham.
What about Tammy Abraham?
Bring him?
What about him?
And that's free. What about Tammy?
You're not going to start mentioning foolish players like Ollie Watkins and...
This team is crying out for James Milner, says Wesley.
Wesley, please, man.
Thoughts, Siobhan? Didn't you have a whole rant about James Milner one time?
I don't know for Wesley, man. Wesley's always saying something, man. Crying out for James Milner.
A real OG. The paradox is Deschamps in these last years with his negative football during the World Cup. Remember France and Belgium. Listen, pragmatic football, international football, is unfortunately proving a bit successful recently, which is then leading for more teams to play that way. The fear of losing, not the fear, but to reducing the risk of losing by solidifying at the back rather than by going for more goals. Because you look at that France side, for example, and obviously they scored a few goals in the World Cup, 4 in the final, for example, but a lot of it was on the counter attack. They'll get a goal, maybe from a set piece or whatever it might be, and it's like, all right, let's sit back and counter. Whereas the teams, like the Brazil teams that I grew up watching, even Spain to an extent. Now, Spain's football wasn't exciting, but it wasn't defensive. It was just possession based, and it drew the other team to just sit back forever. But they were on the front foot trying to penetrate. Even Germany to an extent. Germany liked to play fast attacking football, but France, Portugal,
Belgium.
No, Belgium attack under.
Yeah,
But actually, they attack against the big sides. Sorry, the small sides. Not against the big sides. Yeah, the big sides, they sit back.
Did you watch that 3-0?
I didn't.
It's horrendous.
What was it?
It's horrific.
I didn't watch it.
It wasn't good.
I think all the good managers are just not in international football.
Yeah, well, you've
That's
got Luis Enrique.
the best international manager right now.
Mancini.
You can probably say Mancini,
Well, it's Luis Enrique.
and that says a
Spain.
lot
He's
about
the Spain
international
manager,
football.
and he won the treble with Barca. So, and then he got Mancini at Italy.
Like that's legit. That says a lot about international football. Even the managers don't rate it.
You mean the money's not there?
Oh, but you tell me you want to pay for national pride and all that stuff.
Yeah.
That's what you man tell me. So they should go and manage for national pride.
Club football, isn't it?
If they've got
So even they put club football
No,
over
but if they-
international.
but-
But
the difference with the players and the managers is that managers can't generally do two jobs. They can't manage a club and international, whereas the players
so they
can.
pick club football over international.
I mean-
So
in Football Manager, tell them.
Yeah, full manager you can do both, isn't it?
So this is what I'm trying to say. Like even managers, pick club football over internationals.
Not because international football's dead, it's because club football is day to
Put it
day
like this.
and there's more money in it.
Put it like this, Japan. If you offer the IT position at one company for 25k and another company the same exact job for 40k, which job are you taking? The one with 40k. Managing a football team is managing a football team to these guys. That's their job.
Mm-hmm.
If one is paying you 10 million a year more than
but
the
if
other job, you're
something
gonna
is
take
better, but you'd want to work for the better company, and you guys tell me
Not
that
necessarily.
international football's better.
Not necessarily.
Oh,
So
come on.
if Google offer you 20k, but TechViz, I don't know, offer you 40k.
I'm working at Google. I'm telling you from now.
you're not. You're
I'm
working at
working at
TechViz.
Google. No, because
there's
you
no-
understand. There's more.
There's more what? Sorry.
I'm working less here in the international.
Yeah, and you get
football.
half the pay.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why you work. That's why you get
I'm
half the
working
pay.
less.
For half the pay. It's not like you're working
But
less.
this is supposed to be the pinnacle of football. So therefore, you
So,
want
but
to
then I'm-
manage. No,
Maybe at some point in my career, but in terms of
if it's the
building
pinnacle, surely you'd want to be there and be there always.
Why would you? Why would you want to? I mean,
What do you? Why would I?
first and foremost, there's if there's 100 Italian managers, there can only be one Italian manager of the football team.
But this is what
So
you
even then-
man are telling
no,
me. You
no,
are
no.
telling me international football is the pinnacle of football.
But there's
so these managers
only
should be
one
there.
person can manage them anyway. Only
Exactly.
one.
So
So
therefore, if you're the best, these man, England will never go in and go to, let's
they
say,
got Capella. Capella.
I'm saying right now, if Gareth Southgate got sacked right now, would they go to Pep Guardiola? Would Pep Guardiola be like, yes, I'm ready to take that England job?
No, but he's not English anyway.
Okay, but
So-
would he be ready to take the Spain job?
I don't know.
No, he wouldn't.
I don't know. But what's the reason for it?
Because they rather club football.
Why do they rather?
Because it's better.
You don't know that. You're assuming that's because you think it's better.
Oh, you man,
You.
I don't know.
Wait. Well, better in what way?
It's more exciting. It's fun to watch. International.
So even the managers are managing football because it's fun to watch.
It's better for me. It's better to manage and club football than it is international.
I mean, baseball.
It is. Come on.
But based on
It
what?
is.
Football wise, based on what? Because I'm talking about, we know obviously the money's there,
Well, we
it's
know
the data.
we know the money.
Mourinho, for example, says he likes the day-to-day nature, working with these people every day.
Yes.
Rather than
so then that just
football.
goes to show that club football is just better.
No, but when we're talking about which one's better, we're talking about the quality or the prestige of it. Now, you might even say the quality of the top
Who's
level.
that warming up?
Jack Grealish. You might say that the quality of top level club football is better because the best clubs can just go out and buy the best players. So, as you said, Man City are. Let's say Man City is the best team, even though Chelsea beat them in the final. Let's say Man City. Man City versus Spain, France. Who have the better squad?
Man City versus France. Who has the better squad?
It's a tough one. It's a tough one. But going down the list, the club football will start getting better and better than the internationals. So yeah. I would agree with the quality aspect of it. But the prestige of playing for your nation and winning for your nation, that is unmatched, unrivaled. And I think all players will say that. All players who
managers don't feel that way.
But either way, there's only one manager that if you just, I said, if there's 100 Italian managers, only one.
Guys, our stream is down, and there's been word of a incident that has taken place on the pitch. I don't know if we've missed it.
We ain't missed anything yet.
Okay.
Sterling. Raheem! Listen, as I said, runners off the ball. Who put him through? Foden.
I missed him.
I think that was Foden who put him through. Runners off the ball.
Raheem.
For once, normally when the stream goes down, it's normally right before. When it comes back, you see the goal. This literally right on.
Runners off the ball.
Let's go.
It's so important.
How's BBC out here going down at such a crucial point?
Because everyone probably tuned in at that moment to run it back, to wheel it back.
Probably. As
I said, let me run back my tweet.
He needed that goal. Let's see what's going on there.
Was that Foden? I'm not even sure. I think it was left-footed. So no, I don't think it was. Was that Mount?
Let's see.
Oh, it's Phillips. As you said, best player on the pitch.
Best player on the pitch.
Golly.
Best player on the pitch. Did I take a deflection of the defender? Just slid in.
Even the chickens are happy.
Oh no, the keeper just didn't save it.
Let's go.
Runners off.
We said it.
The ball.
If that was Jadon Sancho,
I'm sorry.
He ain't there. He's coming deep for the ball.
He's not there.
Yeah, this is all if buts and maybes.
He doesn't play like that, Javern. If you watch him play, he doesn't. Most of the goals he scores is like an Iron Robin type of goal. They're playing, passing the ball out. The ball comes out to him, edge of the area, just inside the area. You know, he cuts inside on whatever foot he wants to shoot on. Boom, puts ball top bins, isn't it? But he's more of a creative, assisting player. Raheem Sterling is more of a goal scorer. He gets more goals than he does assists. Well, supposed to anyway.
That was a good pass by Phillips.
Who was it that was cussing out Phillips, the type of player that he hates?
Oh yeah, who was that again?
Who was that?
Was that Tom Smith? Let me see.
They play for Aston Villa.
Man playing them reverse through balls there. They're cussing out Calvin Phillips when we done touring. He's been the best player on the England team so far.
Oh, it was. Let me bring that comment back up. There we go. Seriously, we need to stop this Phillips propaganda. He's the type of player I hate. What about now, mister? What about now? Respect. I'll go through some of your little comments in a second. He said, beautiful from Phillips from Artificial Intelligence. Snat says Sterling. Wes says Raheem. T. Smith, why Raheem? Jamaica flag.
That's a Jamaica flag.
Intelligent run from Sterling. Good job from Phillips. He's seen Grealish warming up and he had to kick into overdrive.
Yep.
With Foden, Kane coming back, I would rather Sterling. With Grealish in the midfield, I would have Sancho and Rashford because Kane would need them to come back. He's laughing because I brought up his comment. Let's see.
I didn't even see this stat earlier. It said England have won 0 out of their last 15 Euro opening matches.
Listen,
So Abby Manju says,
a long time.
why do you think when Wenger doesn't like to be a national coach? It's simply because they don't see the players a lot. Oh, sorry, 1 second. And it's more about management than club football. Yeah, and if you see your job is, it's like, again, so you say the job, something like, I want a job where I'm actually, if you go to a job, it's like there's no work to do. I'm just chilling all the time. Every so often, I get a little job.
But that shouldn't matter. It's the pinnacle of football.
No, but you might
the pinnacle of football.
no. But if you want to enhance your,
if
you want to enhance your abilities as a manager, how do you do that? But to manage, because international football is very much tactical rather than coaching. You're not working them on a day to day. You get them for little periods. You look at what they've done at club level, and you say, right, guys, this is the formation we're going to play, and this is how we're gonna play to your strengths. When Spain was so good, it was because Barcelona and Real Madrid kind of dominated their squad, and they played in a way that suited the way that Barca were playing on a day-to-day basis. And then the Real Madrid players were just kind of just slot.
Kane.
Oh, Kane, how have you missed?
Is he okay?
Oh, there's I think maybe the keeper declare into him because the keeper's checking on it.
Boy,
Or did he go straight into the post?
Gonna have a madness.
Let's see. He's a good play down the left from Sterling, and Mount crossed to the far post. Oh, he went straight into the post, but I think he should be all right. I mean, could have a fractured rib, but he should be all right. Kane at the back post.
Got to do better than that, Kane.
The challenge there, but yeah, you got to get on top of that. Oh, he just sliced it. He sliced it. Sliced it.
Got to do better than that.
Is he okay? He doesn't look okay.
Yeah, maybe he's not. Delpro said the only reason why Javon hate international football is because his dare England lose always.
I said he's dare England.
He's shaking his head.
God.
They asked him a question and he's shaking his head. Yeah, and these managers, they want to build their CV in it. It's just like if you were offered a job in real life, are you going to be working
I hear
every bits and
listen, I hear exactly everything you man are saying, but I'm just saying, you man tell me that this is the pinnacle of football, the height. So therefore, they should want to come and manage up in these places and not feel like, I'm going to do this at the end of my career.
The whole pinnacle of football is directed more towards the players than the managers.
But it's just like you have a tournament every 2 years. It's not, whereas club football, you're having all the little free competitions a season. There's more I don't think you can just look at it that because the managers aren't here.
They're not, and that's why I don't think international football can ever be. It's only in
terms of the quality.
In terms of quality, it's never going to be there.
No, I hear you.
Those managers are never going to be there.
I think Kane just shook off that injury, running it off. Warrior,
because like there's some really good teams and they're not being utilized. Portugal should be a bagman team. They should be bagging. But who's managing Portugal?
Santos Fernando.
This is what I'm saying. Like,
great manager, Euro winner.
And Drew's way, like, I don't know, man. I don't know.
No, I think there's an element of if you don't get better managers there. But again, there's only so much coaching you can even do. So even if you had Guardiola as your international football, they're not going to play like Man City unless they're playing like those players are playing like Man City at their club level. Because there's only so much you can do. There's only so much you can do
for you. If all these best managers in the world, right, were managing international football, so let's just say, like,
T. Smith says, Kane, I told you about this guy, get him off because he missed a chance.
Let's just say Jose is Portuguese, so he's managing Portugal. Klopp's German, so he's managing Germany. Pep's Spanish, so he's managing Spain, and so on and so forth. So you got all the best managers managing these international teams, right?
Sorry, Tsitsipas is 1-0 up in the first set against Djokovic in the final.
Oh, is he actually?
Yeah, won the tiebreak.
The question is, do you think these international teams will be as good as they are now? And the reason why I asked that question is because these club managers that are so great, right? That everyone that says that they're so great, they are the ones that are cultivating and turning young players into great players and great players into world-class players.
No, I hear what you're
if
saying.
they're at international level, and then now you have your Gareth Southgates and all the other managers that we have at these club levels, at these club. So say they're managing the Man Cities and the Liverpools and the PSGs, right? The bigger clubs. Do those players become as good? And these managers like Pep, Klopp, etc., who get to manage these guys or just coach them once every 6 or 7 months, international football, are these players going to develop as well as they're developing now?
This is why I don't think international football has a place, man. Like,
I say it doesn't have a place. Ball's bouncing around.
Oh,
that was poor from who was that? Rebic, was that?
Doesn't have a place.
I said it doesn't have a play. Why do you hate international football so much? Tell us. This is the time. We're in the international tournament. Tell us now.
I don't hate international football.
Sorry, before you go on further, someone goes, deluded Guna. Raheem Sterling, not Jamaican born in those back pages tomorrow.
Yeah.
And there was another tweet from KG Comedian. Okay, we need Phillips next to Pogba and Bruno. That Man United is looking.
Nah, it's not that I hate international football. I just rather club football. I'm more excited by it.
England's breaking. I think that's Mount. Who's that? Is that Mount? Can't keep up with these players. I think it was Mount.
Neeks.
Fouled at the edge of the box. Sorry, go on. Yeah, what are you saying? Why do you hate your country?
I'm just not a big fan of it. I just, like I said, the quality is not there. Maybe the fact that obviously I live in England, so it's just like they're not even that great as well. The manager, I don't know. I don't hate it. I just prefer club football.
I think
me personally,
if you had an affinity to either England or if Montserrat were playing at the national tournament, I think you'd feel differently. I don't know. It's hard for me to say because again, maybe my first international tournament.
Football.
No, it's not. I don't mind. The preference is fine, but the way that you dislike internationals for me is because you don't have a dog in the fight. Maybe I don't know. For me, like the first football I ever remember is World Cup '98. Now, fortunately, Jamaica actually qualified for the World Cup, so maybe that hasn't. Free kick over the bar from Mount. If Jamaica wasn't there, maybe I have a different feeling. I don't know. But Jamaica was there, so I was going to celebrate Jamaica.
It's been a while since they've made it.
We haven't made it since. But Trinidad made it in 2006, so I had that as well. But outside of that, anyway, I was there supporting the African teams. Like Nigeria was like one of my favorite teams.
Even they don't. Well, Nigeria, but I feel like before there was. Yeah, I remember at one point there was Trinidad and Tobago in was it the World Cup?
2006 World Cup.
Grenada.
No, they haven't made the World Cup.
They haven't. I swear, I feel like I've watched Grenada play in a tournament.
Maybe it could have been Gold Cup, but it wasn't. Definitely not World Cup. Definitely didn't play World Cup. I think Jamaica and Trinidad are the only Caribbean islands they've played. I feel
like I've seen them in something else. I wouldn't have.
You may have seen them somewhere, but wasn't the 100.
But either way, I feel like there was a lot more, and there was like I remember when the African teams were playing. There was more of them.
My rule, like you still get 5 African teams. My issue with international football, Rashford's getting some instructions, so he should be coming on soon. I'm not sure for who.
Golly, Grealish ain't coming on now.
My only issue with international football now is because of how the world has changed in terms of where players are just playing everywhere now. So you get more international players playing in Europe, etc. These international teams don't play with a style that's kind of specific to them. They don't play with and there's no surprise anymore.
Back in westernized.
Yeah, everyone.
It's like Neymar. Neymar's been westernized.
I'm sure that
the guy when he was at Santos, and even a little bit at Barcelona, the guy was prime. Like you would watch he's doing step overs. He's making it look fun, and I feel like that was the strong Neymar. Now they say you gotta calm that down. Even Balotelli, when Balotelli tried to do something, they took him off in a friendly. I'm like, come on, let the people then play the football. Why does everything have to be so European westernized?
When like
now it's all systems, results, systems. Everything.
The African team just come out and attack, and if they lose, they lose. But it's a go forward, and it's just trying to excite. And you see,
man used to outrun everybody.
Now they're all trying to play this possession-based football. And the reality is, if you play the same style as the opposition, the best team is going to win. You need to play in a style that's different to them, and hopefully it can counter what they're trying to do. You can't say, "Oh, we're going to try and outpass Spain." You're not going to outpass Spain. So that's my biggest issue with international football now than it was then. And it's like some teams, when Senegal came through in the World Cup 2002, they were just playing exciting football. counter-attacking. You see likes of El Hadji Diouf and Salif Diao, Kalou Fadiga. I think they drew 3-3 with Uruguay. Now, obviously, Ivory Coast, one of the biggest disappointments in international football. Because they had all the big stars. Drogba, Kalou, Kolo Touré, all of them. Big play, Eboué, etc. And they come to the tournaments and they're trying to pass the ball, get forward, getting
Holding off.
Yaya Touré, stretch your legs, man.
Yeah, this guy don't rate Grealish.
So what, is he going to play on the counter-attack now or something?
This guy does not respect Grealish. But what is what is.
Go on, Marcus. My boy.
I hope he does something. Because at 1-0, I'm still nervous.
Abu Manji says, I do think we have a shortage of coaches. Even if Oli goes tomorrow, who can we recruit? Seriously, the only coach who's playing attractive football who is available is Julian Lopetegui, the Sevilla coach.
And look, it's just there. It's all of this, man. The quality just ain't gonna be there. You're gonna have all these star-studded players playing pragmatic football because that's the only thing these men know. There's a comment here from
the business has changed, and it was evident when we had the outbreak of the Super League that the business has changed. It's about money and it's about results. Because
no, I'm alright for now.
Because the better the results, the further you go in competitions, the more trophies to win. Obviously, the more prize money you get, and it's just literally football has become such a business now to all these owners that the game has just changed because it's like they're not hiring a manager to play attractive football. They want results. They want the results, and it's as simple as that. And playing a certain way with a certain identification doesn't necessarily always bring the results. Whereas back in the day, when you had like Alex Ferguson and Wenger in their prime, battling backwards and forward, it was far more interesting. And you had so many teams playing different types of football.
There's more pressure. There's more pressure now to win.
Yeah,
than there was back then.
Far more pressure. Like
which
a manager can get hired and lose their job in 7 months.
Yeah.
That never happened back in the day. Yeah. When did the manager ever get a job and was gone within the same season?
No.
That never happened.
When you say Roman started that, the whole sacking thing, like constantly.
Possibly. I'm trying to think.
He started it. Because that's definitely been
Real Madrid. Real Madrid's been like that. Real Madrid's been like that for a while. To be fair,
they never keep a manager more than 2 seasons. Mourinho was the first one for a long time that stayed for 3 seasons.
Real Madrid and also Real Madrid probably started it because they were just like win but Real Madrid like win and you have to win playing well. They sacked Capello the season. Chance for Croatia. Good defending by Kyle Walker. They sacked Capello after he won the league. He won the league and they sacked him because it was boring football.
And then we go on and go, and then England goes on and gets him.
And then they hired him back in one league and they sacked him again. So, like, Real Madrid probably started it in terms of it was win, and not at all costs, win the way that we want to win, or you're gone. And then Romans followed suit.
The fans are okay with it as well.
Yeah, because they know
they want. That's like,
I
remember when I was working at Veolia and Fran was like, the football's not exciting enough for me.
Yeah.
Like, even when they got like a string of results, but the football's not exciting. Yeah. It's too boring. Like, and that's why Nuffman were unhappy when they hired Jose because Jose's not known.
Yeah. So even though they won La Liga, it's like okay, but 1, we want Champions League, and 2, you need to play exciting football. But then the year they won it, they played some good football. It was like 100 odd goals. What comment?
There's a comment here from, I think it's Delfra. He says, there's nothing more amazing than being all together screaming for your country. International football is passion.
I agree.
You're right.
Because the thing with club football is like, oh, well, you know, if it or chance. Oh,
you know, what is that, man?
Sterling on his left foot.
You men say,
no, let me tell you what.
Are passion these men are coming about were passion merchants. And now all of a sudden, it's about passion. Oh, come on, guys, man. Like, everyone in England, you're just passion merchants.
Nothing wrong with passion. No.
Take that first time, shuffle your body around to your right foot. If not, bring that down and bring it onto your right foot. You ain't got a left foot, brother. You barely got a right foot, as Neeks said. Jesus, man.
The thing is, what happened? Who's down? Someone's down. Oh, John Stones was... Oh, he's down again. England can't afford any more defensive injuries. The thing, it was international football. The thing with club football, if you lose today, you always got another chance. I'll play next week. Next season. International football, they come around in cycles. Like players playing this tournament may never play another tournament for their country again. May never play another international game again. Whereas a club football, you have a bad season, they sell you. You go to another club, play football again. So there's more actually riding on international football in these tournaments because it's literally sometimes it can be your only opportunity. Then of course you've got people like Rafael Marquez who played in like 5 World Cups who, he has plenty of opportunity.
Yep.
But that's Ben White.
Yep. Got people like Vardy that played in 1 World Cup in his whole career.
Who?
Vardy.
Yeah, but he retired. He said I'm out.
Retired, but he played in 1 World Cup. Like the opportunity don't come around every day, innit? Like you got to seize opportunity while you can.
Yeah, but he retired because he knew that Kane is the golden boy for these people.
Whatever the reason, he only got 1 World Cup, innit?
Abu Manji says, Jav, I understand what you mean. It's very boring if you see 20 years ago, you can discover new players or even different types of football. Now in South America, Africa, they're playing European football.
Mm-hmm.
You used to go to the World Cup, so you're like, let's see what this team got.
Mm-hmm.
Now you know everyone, you know how they play. So it just
even club football 10, 15 years ago, like I said, Champions League when you had AC Milan, Inter Milan, Juve, the English teams, Real Madrid, Barcelona, every man was playing a different type of football.
It was so funny because
every man was dangerous in their own way. You like, okay, we're going up against the Italians. They're going to be rock solid. You know, the Italians, they don't like to concede. You had the European teams that like to play a 4-4-2, 2 strikers you got to be wary of, and then you got the Spanish teams that like to play possession face and team-stack football. Like it was like every country had their style of football. Now, football's just all in one and the same. It's who has the better 11, man.
It was always going to go that way. Once money comes involved, it's always going to go that way because it's just how it is. You find that formula that works. You know you're going to play a system type football. You know you're going to bring in players to fit that system and a manager to fit. So any manager that comes, they have the tools at their disposal. And if they fail, then they go. And then they bring in someone else.
I'm going to need another go ahead, England, because I feel like you're going to concede. And I feel like it's coming late. So I'm going to need you to score again.
Well, the stat is there. You said they've won, 0 of their last 15 opening games.
Yeah, so let's go, man.
In the Euros or both?
No, just Euros.
Oh.
Which is a long time, to be fair, because there's only one opening Euros every 4 years. So we're talking decades.
Cleared by that Rice. I ain't really mentioned Rice in this game, is it? I mean, partly, I guess, is the fact that Croatia. To be fair, you don't really want to be mentioning it. If you're a defensive midfielder, and he's not like he's a Busquets who's going to dictate the play. If your defensive midfielder is having a world-class game as an anchor man, it means you're under pressure.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that you're not mentioning Rebic is off for Petkovic. If you're mentioning Rice too much, it means you're under pressure, which I guess is more to do with how England's played rather than. I don't think Rice played bad. He just ain't done that. 6 out of 10 average performance. Hasn't had to do much.
And said if England were successful like Brazil, Germany, Italy, Javan would be the biggest international football fan. Oh.
You would be.
No, I don't think I would.
You're a glory hunter, mate.
I don't think I would. But I hear everyone saying, everyone thinks that that's it. Maybe it could be, but I just don't know. I don't know why. I just find some of the matches just boring to watch. And the thing is, it's not even like that. It's not even just like that with international football. It's like in the Premier League. There's some games I ain't gonna watch because it's like it's boring to watch. And I just feel like most international games are because I don't think the quality is there.
So maybe had 2-3-0 victories in the opening matches.
2?
Italy 3-0, Belgium 3-0.
Oh yeah, I forgot Belgium.
Exciting.
Yeah, but that's what I'm trying to say. There's less of that and more of Boring. Look, I bet you now. What's the next game? Armenia, Macedonia, and who?
Austria.
And then there's another game later. The 2 games later today.
Listen, that Austria game 5-0 straight up.
Who's that? Austria against who? What's that? 5-0. Austria be lucky to win.
Don't say that, man.
Why? Who you got?
They're in the accumulator.
Austria be lucky to win.
Macedonia beat Germany as well, man.
Austria be lucky to win. Austria are average. They got some good players, but what's Arnautovic doing with himself these days? He's still in China.
Don't worry about that. They got David Alaba.
They're so bad that David Alaba plays further forward for them because they got no one good there.
David Alaba plays further forward for whoever he plays for.
No, for what do you call it? Bayern Munich, he plays at the back.
Not gonna lie.
Wait, what? Someone said the Lille coach is going to Nice next year. Kane off.
Wait, the guy who won the league?
Yeah.
Oh,
Kane off for Bellingham.
the guy's shutting up shop.
So he's going to go Rashford down the middle. How's he going to go now? Rashford down the middle, Sterling on the right, Mount on the left, maybe.
He's got 3
Is he a back builder? Does everything have to be ticked?
Yes.
Okay, well then that match, that's done then.
What happened, sorry?
Okay, Kane to score.
Yeah.
Harry's bet builder, innit?
I told Harry.
I just replied to him, mud.
Who's captain? Rashford?
Should be John Stones, right?
Perisic took the armband to quickly give it to someone. Want to get on with the game, innit? So England top in the group. So England, Portugal, France, or Germany in next round? Who's finishing second?
I think France finished second.
You think France finishing second? Who's finishing first?
Portugal.
Interesting. I think I'll still go France first. I feel like Germany could finish second, you know. Portugal might have to just eke it like they did last time. Third place.
The reason why
on the break, England over to too heavy.
The reason why I say what I say is because it's the way the order of the fixtures have fallen. So Portugal are up against Hungary. Yeah. They win that, right? They get 3 points on the board. And France and Germany are the other match in that group. So they're going to be playing against each other. Now, they may both be playing not to lose. They'll be very wary because then it's a very tough group. That game comes out and ends up being a draw. Portugal put themselves in a very strong position where they'd go into the last 2 games against France and Germany, knowing that, okay, we've got 3 points, they got 1 point each, and we've only got to do X, Y, Z to do what we need to do, meaning that they could either pick up 1 win or maybe just go for 2 draws and get 5 points. But
from Perisic caught on the line by
Portugal being able to play first against Hungary puts them in a very strong position.
Portugal better lay down a marker, man. I want an absolute thumping in that game. I want a thumping. I look at 1-0. So I want to see them players turn up. I've only got, well, now that Cancelo's out, I've only got
if there was ever a chance people was going to make an error, it was right
there. I've only got Bruno Fernandes in my team from Portugal, so.
Then you got Cancelo.
No, he's out. So it is what, isn't it? But I don't care who scores, isn't it? I know a lot of people got Ronaldo, so that will cost me. I'm sure a few people got maybe Jota.
It's so funny. No one ever said Ronaldo for Golden Boot. Man, come out against Hungary. Man, just come out and score 4 goals. Ronaldo. Imagine. How old is he these days?
37. Plenty life in the doggy. Listen, he's got 1 more World Cup in him. He's gonna be 38 when the World Cup comes, and then when's the next Euros? Next Euros is in 2024. He'll be 40. He may have 1 more Euros in him.
No.
He may just play. It's Ronaldo, isn't it? Ronaldo's like, yeah, you know what? He ain't gonna drop him. He may not be starting, but I think he could be there. Calvin Phillips man of the match without a shadow of a doubt. But listen, if he wins, say, a World Cup next year, then he might just say,
talking.
He might just say, I'm done.
What nonsense are you talking?
Retire at the top. Listen, he likes it down in there. And what's the tournament, but don't get sent off in the final. Kovacic just came off. Terrible Chelsea player. England pushing a bit further up from this set piece.
Listen, they need a second, but I don't see it happening.
This is hilarious. What's going on? Free kick comes in. Oh, Pickford catches from his free kick given anyway, I think.
The safest hands in football, Jordan Pickford.
Little fisticuffs, handbags. Much ado about nothing after all of that.
I wonder if this is going to cost Gareth Southgate. Neeks said earlier, unless you're winning 2-0, Kane has to stay on this match.
Ooh.
I thought that was Alisson for a second.
If England get a chance and miss it, people are like, oh, if Kane was there. Yeah, it doesn't look like Alisson, doesn't it?
I was like, hold on, Alisson's a keeper. What's going on here? And he's Brazilian, no? Then I realized.
Wesley says Portugal will be very lucky to beat Hungary. Come on.
Wesley don't know about that Portugal team, clearly.
T. Smith says Rashford is at striker is better than Kane anyway, so he won't come play.
You just got a Kane hater.
Must be. Falling behind, but too much pace for Rashford. This is why I was like, Danny Ings doesn't have to go in the sense. Obviously, yes, Danny Ings is a better striker than Rashford, better number 9, better finisher anyway. But Rashford offers so much more that it's like,
I think
I'm bringing on Rashford before Danny Ings more time. I think the only way Danny Ings gets in for me, and obviously that did happen, is if because Greenwood didn't go, and you're like, oh, maybe we just want a pure goal scorer on the bench. Someone could come on and one chance fall through, maybe. But there's a lot of people I'm bringing on before I bring on.
But I hope Gareth Southgate has seen how dire the England performance has been, and that it is all goals and steam ahead for the next game for Grealish to be starting, because it's unacceptable.
Gotta be, man.
It's gotta be.
Especially against the opposition that you're coming up against. You don't need Rice and Phillips. Based on that performance, this performance is Phillips over Rice right now. Put Mount in the middle. And when
people start asking, could Phillips do what he did because he had Rice holding? If he didn't,
yeah, it's true.
If he doesn't have Rice and it's playing Mount there, then Phillips has got to stay.
He's going to stay back further back.
So can Phillips
look at it like that too?
Yeah,
without Rice.
True. Clash of heads between who's 26? That Bellingham. Yeah, Bellingham and someone on the Vida, I think it was. Bellingham won the header and Vida came straight into the back of him. Let's see some of these comments. Did you see the list of coaches with PSG who won after they left? Ancelotti, Tuchel, Emery. Next will be Pochettino with United. Says Zidane is available. I think he will go to Juve. Well, Juve just got Allegri, so that's not going to happen now. Listen, for me, I would always give Solskjaer one more year based on what he's done for the last 2 years. The only manager that I would take right now is Zinedine Zidane. Guarantee him 4 players this summer. Zinedine Zidane, I'll take it. The man's a winner.
Old manager as well, or just available manager?
Available manager. Obviously, Pep Klopp I'll take hands down. But outside them two, it's Zidane and that's it. I'm not taking Poch right now based on what? Him losing Ligue 1. Not winning with Spurs. No, you might as well give Oli another year. See what happened. They both don't win nothing. But give me Zidane. Give me Zidane tomorrow. 4 players. I'll take it. That's a poor ball. Too happy.
You're right, Deco. You weren't.
Oh, put it behind me.
Delpro says, I respect England now. I agree with Cal. If England goes for second, is a losing mentality. Wesley says the referee looks like Bastian Schweinsteiger. I have to look at that again. DCL coming on. Game over now. Watch how a real striker play. Is he coming out? Oh, there he is. I see him. So who's going to come off? Sterling? Put Rashford on the left, maybe?
How much added time do we have?
Because they've lost any kind of... There's no one up top. That's why Rashford doesn't work as a striker. Because he can't hold up the ball. So you're literally going to play on the counter-attack with him. And the ball, and if the ball's going to keep coming back.
Run down the clock, man. It's just how we're going.
You're going to tell us how much time we getting?
Based on this, England ain't beating your Belgians and your Portugals and your Frances.
They're just warming up. When they
rubbish,
thump
man.
Scotland 5-0 the next game, then you see who's DCL. Yeah, how many minutes? We don't even know yet.
This point, they might even blow the whistle before he comes on.
That rush.
Maybe my guy was right. Italy lubricate this team.
Number 10, Sterling, as I thought.
Just passing the captaincy around. What?
Referee's like, get off, you're wasting my time.
Who's got enough stones?
No idea. Maybe Rashford. Rashford's like, referee's like, get off the pitch. He's like, I gotta get down back. Well done, Sterling. Got the goal.
He needed that.
It's 4 minutes stoppage time. So 1.5 minutes played already. Can England see out a win that you think would mean they top the group? If they can beat Croatia, you're not expecting them to drop points against Czech Republic or Scotland. DCL up there, winning them little headers and all of that already. Calvin Phillips nibbling around in the middle. I mean, when all is said and done as well, Croatia's been poor. Yeah, we have to. You know, people cuss out Turkey the other day. I'll say more so, yeah, because they're more higher rated than Turkey. They've been poor. Pickford, I think there's been one shot on target, which was some dribbler from outside the box. Pickford hasn't done nothing.
Dribbler.
No, but
They've been poor.
Oh, okay.
That's the most work he's done all game, coming out to catch the ball.
Just catching loose balls.
I mean, I'm not surprised. I knew that Croatia were over the hill. 2018 got to the World Cup final. They're not as good as they were then, but the man ain't had a save to make. He literally had his sunbed out, and he's getting a tan.
These men are celebrating early. They need to relax themselves. This is England we're talking about.
It's because they're on the camera. You know how people are.
They could be 3-0 down. They'd be celebrating.
Mom, I'm on the telly.
Mom, I love you.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine he messed up there.
Did.
And a lot of it is to do with just the age of the players. England are just able to outrun them. The same way we saw Chelsea doing it in the Champions League. Yeah. Just outrun them in the midfield. All over the park, really.
Was that full time?
It's probably full time.
Yeah,
20 minutes left on our stream.
Is it 20 minutes?
20 minutes, sorry. 20
20
seconds left. 20 seconds.
How far behind are we?
20 seconds left on our stream. This will be the first time in 10 games that England have won the opening game of a European tournament.
We saying the last time they done it was 1966.
It's coming home, lads. It's coming. One last chance for Croatia.
Going for the mammoth
Going for the long throw. The Rory de Lap, as we call it. It's gone in. Ook booted over the bar. End of the game, full time. England 1, Croatia 0. Gareth Southgate, the much derided and the much everything. They hate him. Waistcoat with no waistcoat has won the first game of the international tournament, the first game of the Euros, 10th time of asking for England. And they topped the group. And I mean, you have to say it's vindication. The result is the most important thing after, in the end, is the most important thing.
That needs refreshing, right?
And they got the result. A result that they deserved. It wasn't a great performance, anything far from a great performance. There were some standout performances in terms of individuals. I think there's still going to be changes or calls for changes for the next 2 games in the group. But England did what they have to do. They won the game 1-0. Raheem Sterling, as you can see here, 3 points, top of the group, before Czech Republic and Scotland play later. 8 shots for England. 8 shots each, actually. 5 off target for both. 2 on target for England. 1 for Croatia. Obviously, England hit the post in the first half through Phil Foden. And the goal in the second half came from good work down the right, inside channel from Calvin Phillips. Comes in on his left foot and slots a beautiful ball through for Raheem Sterling to run onto. Shoots it through the keeper somewhat. Keeper got a hand on it, but still went in. And Croatia offered nothing else. Absolutely nothing else. In the end, it was 52% possession to 48 as England sat back, brought on the likes of Rashford, Bellingham to sit back a bit further and play on the counter as it was. And yeah, I mean, I guess it's a professional performance, you can call it. Nothing exciting about it, but just professional.
Yeah, you're not wrong. They pretty much played for the one goal. It was literally, as soon as they scored, it was like, all right, boys, we're going to see this out and take the 3 points. Because that's literally all they needed was the 3 points, and they're more than likely going to top the group. Like I said, it's more or less a given. I mean, you still have to go out and do your job, but it's more or less a given that they're going to beat the Czech Republic and Scotland and top their group. Their main competitors were Croatia. They've beaten them in the opening game, and yeah, like I said, professional performance. But going forward, they're going to need to massively improve. If this is the standard that they're going to be playing, match in, match out, I don't think it's going to be good enough to sustain them to the end of the competition. They will be beaten because as poor as Croatia were, you could see that England were there to be taken. Like you could see that a better side will have gotten far more chances than Croatia did. Croatia was just very poor today. And yeah, England need to be more aware of that going forward. And obviously, there's still a couple of players out injured or that didn't play, like Harry Maguire. He's still to come back. That will shore them up. Luke Shaw didn't play. They didn't play with a proper left back. And yeah, so hopefully we, going forward, better performances from England. But the main thing here is that they got the 3 points.
Before we go to Javern, Tsitsipas is 2 sets up against Djokovic, 6-2 in the second.
Must be joking.
I'm being completely serious. I can't believe, and I'm missing it. I'm missing it. I had notched up Djokovic on 19, closing in on Federer and Nadal. A man's gonna listen. Let me never say too much. Kaigo could all come back in it, but that is madness. What are you saying, Javon?
Good.
You made your prediction at the start was England to win it. Are you have you seen enough in there to say, yeah, that's why I picked them as the winners?
No, not at all. Nowhere near. Performance was okay. Okay at best, I would say. A moment of brilliance there from Phillips to find Sterling to bring it, to score it. So that's good to see. There were some good chances earlier on in the game as well. Well, that's the story of England, really. But this time they managed to cross the line, got the win, and we'll see where it goes from there. Gareth Southgate.
Gareth Southgate. Great. Gareth South. He said it. Gareth South. Great. He has turned his mind around.
No, I have not. Gareth Southgate.
Didn't you say off stream that you're going to get an English of Gareth Southgate's name at the back?
No.
Oh, sorry.
I said if Antonio Conte.
Oh, sorry, I mistake 2 different world-class managers. Sorry.
Yeah, it was overall. We'll see in it. This first game, I think that was probably one of the hardest games in the group.
Well, yeah, it should be the hardest.
The hardest game.
You think?
Won it, so
If England make hard work of the other 2, then you guys ask serious questions.
it's definitely the hardest game. And if the easier games supposedly end up being hard, then we're all right. And Gareth Southgate is.
Mo Wada says, is anyone going to apologize to Southgate? That was comfortable against the World Cup finalists.
Huh? Nah.
He wants an apology. Apologize to Mo Wada.
No apologies happening.
Apologize
For
for
what?
doubting Gareth.
What has he done?
Beat the world runners-up.
No. He beat the first
No.
losers.
He beat the first losers.
No.
The second best team in the world.
No.
Abby Manji says, calm down, bro. Croatia are under decline. Sammy says, Portugal are going home if they face England. He had a go at me because I had Portugal as my favorites. He's like, change that way while you still have time, bro. I said, never.
Careful. Laptop.
So,
leave.
Yeah, Portugal are not going home anytime soon.
Someone having a barbecue.
Yes, but I can't smell anything, so I wouldn't even know.
Oh, the barbecue going. All right, guys. That's it for we'll go to no. Let me go, guys. Let me know in the chat who's your man of the match. I'm sure. Well, we kind of agree, Calvin Phillips. Unless
Yeah, I think it's Calvin Phillips.
anyone else?
Yeah, I'll say Calvin Phillips.
But yeah, let me know in the chat your man of the match, guys. Obviously Sterling's having his interview now. If I'm correct, I think the knee was booed again when the England fan took the knee. It's a bit ironic, isn't it? They're taking the knee against racism and discrimination, and then the black man scores and they start celebrating. So ironic, ain't it? Ironic. Oh, sorry, 1 second. Okay, I would apologize, but I want maybe an apology himself when
Gareth is eliminated.
when Gareth is eliminated. Sammy says Phillips man of the match. Guys, make sure you smash the like button. We're going to head over to the football dugout for a 15-minute review of the game. So go over there now, actually, because we're going to end the stream right now. Go over to the football dugout right now. I think the stream is set up.
Yes.
Yeah, the stream's set up already. So we're going to be there in a couple minutes. Make sure you got your notifications on, and we will see you there. But England, as I said, 1-0 victors against Croatia. Set them up to... they'd hope to top the group and go through to the knockouts rounds. And that's where the tournament really starts. But this is just a building block. We'll see how they perform against Scotland and Czech Republic. And maybe those 3 famous words will finally come true.